Good afternoon. It is 3 o'clock. I'm Joseph Bonanno live from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. The Titans wrapped up rookie minicamp this weekend, where number one overall pick Cam Ward was asked about having to earn the starting spot despite being the first pick in the draft.
I always embrace competition. I always compete in everything I do with myself, the other quarterbacks, receivers, anything we're doing, we compete. So it really don't bother me. At the end of the day, it's a job. So, that's how you got to approach it. You got to get your work in early in the morning, late at night. So it's every day for me. I do the same stuff every day, and I just try to get better.
In NFL news today, the league announced that the NFL season opener will be the reigning Super Bowl champs and the Eagles hosting the Dallas Cowboys on Thursday, September 4th. The full 2025 schedule will be released on Wednesday. Former Vol football star and Falcons first-round pick James Pierce Jr. signed his 4-year, fully guaranteed rookie contract worth $16.8 million. And the Browns announced that linebacker Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah will be out for the 2025 season after being placed on the PUP list today. For our foundation repair, waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once in your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Yo, what up, Nashville 3? Charles on the air. Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. I passed a guy today, and he said, what's going on? I said, nothing, man. How are you? And he goes, glad to be living. And I said, I tell my coworkers that all the time, even when it's a nasty day outside weather-wise, which it could be here in a little while.
Yep, should be.
And I always say, hey, as long as your feet hit the ground, it's a beautiful day. And he goes, I'm with you, brother. I'm like, hell yeah, let's go.
That's what I'm talking about. So why not have a great day?
Don Davenport is on assignment.
What up, Babs?
That assignment is with the happiest place on earth.
Yeah.
I don't know. You can talk to Mickey.
Wow.
Mickey the Mouse.
Was that bad?
S-E.
Yeah. Yo, you ever heard that?
No.
You want to play it again?
Yeah.
Talk.
Hold on, one more time for the people on the stream, because I didn't have it on for stream.
Wow, why can't I talk?
DJ from Nashville, good after 3HL fam. Happy Monday. Hell yeah, happy Monday.
What up, y'all? What's happening?
Happy any day your feet hit the ground. There you go. Slay Dog is here.
I'm in the building. Let's sync up, Zelf.
What a great weekend of sports viewing pleasure. Hope you had all the moms out there. Hope you had a great Mother's Day.
They had to.
All the grandmas. All the nonas.
Who's the nonas?
An Italian grandmother, which I learned over the weekend. There's a new Vince Vaughn movie on Netflix.
Nona?
And I will go ahead and give it the film label. It was a beautiful film. Nonas.
What's the name of it?
So, Nonas.
That's the name of it?
Yeah, so spoiler alert, his mom dies, and so he gets all, romantic and sentimental about family and all this stuff, and he uses the money that she leaves him to open an Italian restaurant, and his idea was, I want the nonas from the neighborhood, the Italian grandmothers, to cook in the restaurant. It was a beautiful film. You laugh, you cry.
Is it a comedy?
It's got some funny parts.
Vince Vaughn, and it got to have some funny parts, just naturally.
It's got a lot of famous people in it, but it's really good. So, yeah, there you go.
Nonas.
What did you learn this weekend?
What did I learn this weekend? Vandy came up to Rocky Top and handled us.
Whooped that butt. Although, get a
whooped their butt.
No, not whooped. You get a base hit with the bases loaded. Tennessee's got problems. The problems are
they trash.
They don't have starting pitching beyond Liam Doyle.
No, they not trash.
My guy.
They don't have consistent bullpen play.
Mm-hmm.
They commit errors all over the place. How many errors did they have in that series? Vandy had one. I think 6, maybe.
Oh, no, but Vandy went to work. I got to give them their props.
No, I'm not taking anything away from Vanderbilt.
They went to work and spanked us.
6 errors on the weekend for the Vols, 1 from Vanderbilt. So that's self-inflicted, right? Mm-hmm. Tennessee left 22 men on base in the series, Vandy 11. So timely hitting. So if you're looking for issues with Tennessee, these are the issues. Doesn't mean they can't win the World Series. No, it doesn't mean that. But they are not playing well.
Also,
and we keep having a discussion about what the word suck is defined.
That's what the last 5 of the 6, they suck right now.
Also,
this team sucks.
Stolen bases
I disagree.
On Saturday against Marcus Phillips. you could steal.
What was it, 9?
You could steal by walking.
Yeah.
You could steal by walking. He is I think he's given up 32 stolen bases this season.
The rest of the team is like 60-something.
And he's got a caught stealing or a percentage of only 10%.
Yep.
While the rest of every other pitcher, about 26%.
I think it's 22%, but yes. I mean, same.
Well, I love the.
But Vandy can use this as a springboard.
Absolutely.
Now, after the last game, there were words exchanged.
I like that.
So does that provide anybody anything moving forward?
Yeah, Hunter Hensley, that seemed like to be the only one. Everybody else coming in there, rah-rah. I saw a guy jump up and down. Like, hey, what you doing, dog?
Hunter Hensley's a dog.
Yeah, but what was everybody else doing? Like, they came over there and I saw one. I wish I could say who the guy was because I don't know who it was, but he was jumping up and down. Like, nobody's holding you back.
Yeah.
Like, you want to go do something, go push him, finger in the head, push him in the chest. Yeah. I ain't saying closed fist still on nobody. I ain't saying that. But, dog, y'all just had 3 days.
Yeah. No, Vandy needed that because they were 2-10 against Tennessee in the previous 12 games. They hadn't won a series against the Vols since 2021. So all of those things were good. NBA action is fantastic.
The rivalry is alive, though.
Rivalry is alive. Yeah. NBA action is fantastic. We have NHL playoffs. I don't know if y'all are in. Me and Slay are in, especially when there's money involved.
Yeah, it's too. Yep.
So we got games tonight. Boston at New York tonight. Boston took. I mean, the road team wins 3-0.
Yeah, I think that's all going to change once they get back to Boston. Told you.
What do you think? What do you think happens tonight in New York?
They're going to groove. You know, in
the series,
when you get into a series, like it takes a little while for. Usually, you want to come out punching, both teams. Not what happened, but by the time you get to game 3, game 4, you done settled into the series, and that's what Boston has done. They finally making threes, so now we're gonna get to see what happens.
Golden State is a shell of what they.
Yeah, you got
or with Steph Curry out.
You're nothing but us.
Minnesota looking to take a 3-1 series lead tonight. We can talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
In the Stanley Cup playoffs, Carolina hosting Washington. They lead the series 2-1.
Man, that's a good one right there.
Big home favorite tonight, Carolina.
Yeah, that's.
Vegas plays at Edmonton tonight at 8:30. Oilers looking to go up 3-1 as a slight home favorite.
What about it, Todd Father?
And then, speaking of Todd Father, his guy for the NASCAR race was Ryan Blaney, who finished 3rd.
So close.
Yet so far away. Kyle Larson won in Kansas. He had the best car, not close. He led 221 of the 267 laps. And I watched like the last 50 laps or so, and nobody was going to pass that dude.
At all?
Unless they had a caution. So there were a couple of possibilities, but didn't happen. So big win there. Coming up today on the show, Chris Lowe, senior writer for ESPN.com at 4:20, and from 5 until 6 o'clock, Austin Stanley from A to Z Sports in studio. He was there for the rookie minicamps coming up. Okay. Cam Ward said he was working on his footwork, not necessarily arm angles at this point.
This is shadow boxing. What we're getting to see right now.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's like freshman orientation.
Yeah, but you know what excites me?
What excites you, Slater?
When they get on the bag, when the boxers get on the bag and they do the one hand, they put one hand behind their back, they still hitting. I forgot what that bag is called, the one that's hanging from the air, the little small one. Mm-hmm. And you get to rotate, and then you go back with the other hand, then you show out. Like, that's what we're getting right now. And I like to see guys show out. Restrepo is showing out. Cam Ward, everybody's doing what they're supposed to do when they don't have pads on.
Austin Stanley wrote Cam Ward.
Speed bag. Thank you, Zephyr.
Speed bag, yep. Cam Ward can sling it and is all business. That's what he wrote.
Who said that?
Austin Stanley.
Oh, we get to talk.
He also said Restrepo may be the most hyped up undrafted free agent in franchise history, which is probably true.
Yes.
Collectively, one of the most mature draft classes that he has seen.
Why? I can't wait to ask him why.
I heard Blaine and Zach talking about it, and Zach said, I went back and listened through all the interviews Saturday night, and he goes, every dude was so matter-of-fact, so mature, so businesslike. He goes, it felt like every player I was watching was Blaine Bishop. And Blaine was like, I totally agree with you. I have the same sense with this group, that this group is just like lunch pail, let's go to work.
That's good.
Kind of group.
So maybe we're about to get past that young generation is just wild and go get the bag, do what you do then. Now you're about to get some quality guys that come through.
Maybe they stayed away from those guys.
No, and the only reason I'm saying, only reason I'm saying that because remember when we go to the on-3 process, we started 2-3 years ago. Remember when we would sit down with those guys and talk to them? We was like, oh, some of these dudes
the
are mature.
S2 cognitive thing?
No, on-3 when they have it up there.
The recruits.
Yeah, like when we started 3 years ago. And those
Merklinger was one of them.
There you go. You know what I mean? Those were different generation of guys.
The Cavender twins.
Everybody was every time they walked away, it was like, dang, they are polished, man.
I mean, even the Cavender twins, like they knew exactly what they were doing social media wise, and we're like, oh, okay.
So maybe it's about to be a new way.
Whatever you say, 18-year-old girl.
Hey, here we go.
I don't know.
Here we go. But we'll give credit. We'll give credit to the drafting that way.
I mean, they said they were going to look for players like that.
Yep. We've always heard that football guys. We've always heard that.
Yeah. 2025 NFL season will open on Thursday, September 4th, with the Dallas Cowboys playing the champs, the Eagles, in Philly. First Week 1 matchup for Dallas and Philadelphia since 2000. Mm-hmm. The Eagles won that game 41-14. Are we good with the Cowboys getting that first game? Like, they could have had the Lions. They could have had some other teams involved in that deal.
I like his little matchup.
America's team.
Yeah.
Are they still America's team?
Listen, as long as Jerry Jones' bag is that long, I mean.
Do they still call themselves that?
Yeah, well, yeah.
I mean, when we were kids, they did, for sure.
They still do. They say that's why they open up the roof. So God can look down on the game.
That's right. Seth and Woodbury, first up today, wants to talk about Vanderbilt baseball. Seth, what up?
In the wise words of Dansby Swanson, we don't do orange.
Don't want no orange juice. Don't want no orange peeling. Don't want nothing. Huh?
That was a big weekend.
But in all honesty, it was a great series from start to finish. It
was. Game 3 was a good one.
I'm a lifelong Vandy fan, and it's good to beat Tennessee in anything.
Yeah.
It don't happen a lot, but it's good. But I'm tired of everybody talking about on the Vandy side, oh, Tennessee's cocky, Tennessee does this, Tennessee does that. Do they not remember the days of Kumar Rocker doing the same exact thing on the mound that Liam Doyle did?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, people are talking about it becoming a rivalry. Like, it really didn't until Tony Vitello came to Tennessee. Like, I mean, Vanderbilt just dominated Tennessee forever. But now, I mean, that was good. And it's going to be an interesting postseason. I mean, what is it, 6 of the top 9 teams are SEC teams in the country?
Yeah.
So the SEC tournament is going to be interesting, and I'm glad you called, Seth, and congrats on the win, man. I know that was.
I got one more thing.
Okay,
if you don't mind. Liam Doyle, outstanding pitcher, great. The only thing that scares me going forward is that blister on his hand where it started bleeding. I'm hoping that doesn't translate to any problems going forward. I'll hang up. Listen to y'all. Y'all have a good day.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Got some stats on Liam Doyle a little bit later. That's pretty phenomenal, and that's definitely Zeph's guy, and I know it's a lot of Tennessee baseball.
I made a joke that Tony should probably just throw him all 3 nights next week against Arkansas, and probably from here for the rest of the season. Just burn him out because he's about the only starting pitcher that can be effective.
So you joke about that, but Rod Delmonico did that with R.A. Dickey. I mean, there was zero concern about pitch count back in the day.
Yeah, a little bit.
In college baseball.
A little different now when guys are throwing triple digits on a consistent basis.
But R.A. didn't have that. Come to find out, he didn't have that ligament that leads to Tommy John surgery. And they thought it was a negative that he didn't have a ligament there. The UCL, is that what it is? He doesn't have that. And so, they thought that was a negative, and he, went to doctors like, hey, man, he will never have Tommy John surgery. This is a good thing. But, Rod Delmonico, I look it up, man, how many innings and pitches and all that stuff that R.A. Dickey threw up there.
Also helps you throw that knuckleball as consistently as he did.
But he didn't at Tennessee, though. He did that later when he redefined himself in the major leagues and then won a Cy Young late with that deal. But he threw the knuckleball harder than most people throw it, so it looked different than Tim Wakefield or somebody like that. So,
all right, I've been trying to get you on the Boom Boom Room for 4 years. No, 5.
I've met him. Nice guy.
I've met him plenty of times. I just don't know about him telling the story. But yeah, that what do you call it? Lineage. His family lineage. They're some athletes, boy. I'll tell you that.
He's got a son coming up, pitches
at
CPA.
Mm-hmm.
Juice. Yeah, he coached my middle kid's 12U baseball team. That was pretty fun. But they went to Cooperstown, and he just got between him and then Kirk Herbstreit, his kid Chase was on that team too. Like those guys were just bombarded by people up there. Yeah.
That's tough.
But that was a fun year. 615-737-1045 if you want in. We'll talk. You'll actually hear from QB1. Right? I heard y'all talking about a battle on Friday as I was going to a kid event. But
QB battle?
Yeah. Can I call him QB1?
I ain't got no other name for him.
QB1. You'll hear from him next. 3HL.
Spring Hill Heating and Cooling. It is that time because you go outside and you feel that heat. I promise you, it's just creeping right now, but soon it will be at the door knocking and banging on the door like, let me in. And if you're not prepared, well, you're going to be in trouble. Let me get somebody that should be answering the door. That's Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, the heating and cooling company that can take care of all your HVAC needs. It's time to tune up to things in this spring right now before we get to summer. So schedule your 21-point tune-up for only $69. Now, did you also understand that your AC unit, it turns on, you realize quickly it's not working like it should. Don't wait until the peak of summer when it's the hottest to get it repaired. Call Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, and they offer free service calls with the repairs plus low monthly payments on those repairs. And if you need a new unit, they got you covered on that. Get up to 60 months, no interest financing with approved credit. Second opinions. Also, you can't beat Spring Hill Heating and Cooling. Go to springhillac.com.
3HL 104.5, The Zone. Brent Doherty, Rod Slade.
Yo.
Don Davenport will be back tomorrow.
That's right.
Twin Peaks on Wednesday out at Rivergate.
Ooh.
3 to 6.
Twin Peaks, Rivergate. Man, we don't never go to Cool Springs no more. That's cool. We just keep coming to Rivergate, I guess.
Isn't that where it is on Wednesday? Zeph Dog?
Thanks, Zeph.
I don't know, actually.
Will you find out?
I can.
Can't believe.
I don't want the wrong information out there. So we'll be at Twin Peaks, either Cool Springs or Rivergate. We'll let you know as soon as Zeph finds out.
You should find out, Zephyr, so that people can join us.
Oh, Zeph says I have a liner.
Hey, there we go.
Here it is, Twin Peaks, May 14th. Join 3HL at Twin Peaks in Brentwood on Wednesday.
Hey. In Brentwood?
Well, Cool Springs.
Hey, that's cool.
Springs. From 3 until 6, stop by and enjoy food and drink specials. Sign up to win prizes such as 9-inch nails tickets. For more information, visit 1045thezone.com. Twin Peaks Wednesday in Cool Springs. There you go.
Pretty cool. I didn't really feel like driving all the way to Rivergate.
Sorry, Rivergate. We'll holler back at you.
No, we always holler at them.
I think I just saw Brad Schmidt post something that there is some revitalization in the works for Rivergate.
For the Twin Peaks?
No, for Rivergate.
Rivergate Mall?
The area.
Really?
Yeah.
They should. This is just a big plot of land just wasting away.
I mean, I didn't think there was anything in the mall, and then I said that on the radio, and people like hit me, and they're like, "Oh yeah, there's still stuff in there."
There's still stuff in there.
Yeah.
It's few and far between, but it's a couple things in there.
I don't know what's going on in the chat. This grapefruit Drano guy,
A grapefruit Drano.
Yeah, he's on Twitch. He just posts weird things.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Like he just wrote, "I smoke weed," which that explains it.
Yeah, I'm not privy to him right now because I'm on YouTube and Twitter. And Facebook.
I need to get. We have to do these corporate training things, like a lot of corporations.
You gotta get on it,
It's due tomorrow, close of business, and I haven't done it yet because I don't have a computer. I have a phone and I have an iPad, but the iPad reads to our corporation like it's an iPhone.
Yeah.
So I got to get a computer.
Guess what?
And then I got to know my password.
That's key. You got to start writing your passwords down. We got to change them so much, you got to write them down anyway.
I have a lot of my passwords written down, but I don't have this one written down.
That's one of the main ones, the work one.
All right, so Saints quarterback Derek Carr retired over the weekend.
He gone.
New Orleans quarterback room is this: rookie Tyler Shuck, Spencer Rattler, and Jake Haener.
That is a pro level.
So I retweeted that just on a Saturday, which I usually don't because there's not a lot of activity on a Saturday or on the weekend on Twitter. But anyway, a lot of people, I was like, is that the weakest quarterback room in the NFL? Tyler Shuck, Spencer Rattler, and Jake Haener. Jake Haener, second year out of Fresno State, 18-39, 226 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception in 8 games. Spencer Rattler, second year out of South Carolina, 57% passer, 4 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. And then Tyler Shuck is the rookie from Louisville.
Yeah.
So I put that out there, and a couple people hit me with Cleveland. And I'm like, nope. Because the New Orleans Saints right now would take Joe Flacco as their starting quarterback. So
and the injured
ends
Deshaun
that
Watson,
discussion.
probably.
I'll give you one.
Who you got?
Steelers. Mason Rudolph, Will Howard,
you know
Skylar
what's about
Thompson.
to happen.
Yeah, you know what's going on.
Yeah, but as of right now, not official yet.
Okay.
Yeah, but still, Mason.
I still may take. I
would
You
take
still
Mason.
taking
I'm
Mason
taking Mason over them. Only
Over
three
all
of them.
three of those.
Yeah,
At least right now. Like, if I had to play a game right now.
I am too. Like, their experience ain't nothing.
Mr. Keefe. Is that your guy from Cracker Barrel?
Where
On YouTube says Levis to the Saints.
Go ahead.
That could happen.
We're asking, please.
At this point, would you rather just keep Levis as the backup quarterback, or are you good with who's the guy from the 49ers? Brandon Allen.
I'm cool if we keep Will Levis, but at the same time, like for some of that Creole seasoning and probably some of the voodoo chips. Did
you see some of the stories where like Derek Carr just wants out of the city of New Orleans? Like,
no. That's not his, is it?
I read something about
he
that.
Ain't gonna make no comeback after this, is he?
You read lots of things, but like, how would you leave that food? Like, I mean, just go play football and eat, man. That's all you got to do.
I'm gonna be real, the people too. Like, them people so welcoming, man. Like, we had a blast. Like, that was all right. Now, you got crazy people everywhere.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, just
there's a lot of crazy down there,
yeah,
too.
we got crazies up here. So, Dog, man.
Crazy stuff happened today.
Yeah. Yeah, shout out to Cedric Wilson, man. Pearl Cone High School teammate, class of 99. Been knowing him since we were 12 years old. Going to West End together and everything. But he was shot working at the Mission. But the police, he is out of surgery and doing okay, hopefully. But the police did get him, the guy that was on the run from him.
I mean, like a mile from here.
Right. Yeah, so.
On the Division Bridge over by Frugal McDougal.
Yeah.
And
we need no fools in our city. Can all the fools exit? Like the first, you know how you got to use the bathroom real bad when you're driving on the interstate and you're looking for the first exit? That's what we need the fools to do. And you just you'll cut across, even if you're in the far left lane, you won't even put no blink on. Just get off. Get off.
It's like the last time you asked for fools not to act a fool, your car got stolen.
No, this time I asked them not to act a fool. This time I'm telling them to leave. Later. Yeah, I'm saying leave this time. That time I was begging them, don't do nothing silly.
So just create like a Foolville? And
yes.
Just put all the fools in one town and just let them fight it out.
Foolville exit.
It has to be in Florida. You got to move to Florida.
No, it got to be like in a creek.
Some island somewhere.
Yeah, just get on off. We ain't got time for y'all. Too much good in our city, man, for fools to be acting a fool.
Can I give you guys one more quarterback room? That
please,
it's not
please,
as
yes. We begging you to, please.
It's not as bad as the Saints, but in terms of unproven, the Vikings, J.J. McCarthy, you don't really know what you have in him. I know he's a first round pick.
Didn't they bring back what's the name though?
No, Sam Howell is their number 2, and he's their most experienced. He's their most experienced quarterback on their roster right now.
Who was just there last year that took him on the run, but then
Sam Darnold went to Seattle.
Okay, yeah,
the other Sam.
But JJ came out cooking though, didn't he? Come out of the preseason.
Yeah, he was going to be their quarterback.
Yeah, he was the starter.
Yeah, but you still don't know what you have.
You don't know what you have. I take him over Spencer Rattler.
I do.
They were set to make him the starting quarterback. Yeah. That's what I know. So that's what they think about him.
Yeah. Yep.
But in terms of you don't know what you got there. Those three rooms, Saints, Steelers, Vikings are probably the most unknowns.
Well, the chat is taking off with this Foolville thing. Old Tangerlin says Hunger Games for the fools. Taylor says, I believe that city is called Jacksonville. Lonzo said, if all the fools left town, there'd be no Tennessee fans.
Hey, you ain't wrong. Listen, we're not fools. We just act foolish at times.
615-737-1045. Big difference there. Brian in Nashville. Brian, what up?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Yo, what up, Brian?
Yeah, I just wanted to get y'all's take on something. So I noticed last year a lot of the, body language stuff with the Titans around Will Levis it kind of seemed like he was one of those types of guys who just, the leadership role just did not ever come naturally to him, and he was very rah-rah. And then especially considering the bad mistakes, the mental mistakes, all the stuff that happened, it compounded. But it kind of seemed to me like he was one of those dudes that nobody was really going to rally around anyways. Because I just saw a lot of head shaking and kind of dude, just shut up and throw the ball type of stuff, But I feel like with Cam Ward, and I want to get y'all's take on this. He kind of seems like one of those dudes who just naturally has that leadership ability, and I just want to see kind of what y'all take on that and what have y'all seen or heard so far.
I'm glad, Brian, that you asked about Cam Ward because we had some audio from him. He met with the media during this rookie camp weekend, and let's start with Cam Ward talking about Brian Callahan as a coach. You got that, Zeph Dog?
I was able to experience a lot of stuff in my college journey, experience different head coaches, different styles. And I think, what we have here is good, especially Coach Callahan. He's a player's coach. He lets you be yourself. He lets you do, what you need to do to prepare. And I just think, he's doing it the right way. By us, we're professional athletes at the end of the day. So, we're grown men. We got to handle our business.
Mm-hmm. You get to be yourself. I think that right there is key. We learned that last year, though. That was the rave about guys when Callahan got here last year going into the training camp. Man, how everybody it seemed loose. Everybody was getting to show personality. Everyone was getting to be them. So, yeah, he's echoing what we know who Callahan is.
615-737-1045. Do you want to hear what some of the rookies think about Cam Ward?
Yeah, but before we go there, to answer Brian's question, a lot of times when people do stuff, it does feel forced. And I do think that's what we were talking about Friday also. Like when Will Levis, and there's no knock on him, like they're trying to do the right thing, but some people it just comes naturally.
It's not like he's out there trying to lose.
Yeah, it's like when you walk in the room.
Is he trying too hard, though?
That's the thing. You know what I mean? That's the force part where you're trying to get, that's when you start, hey, man, settle down. Take a deep breath.
Man. Deep breath.
Come on now.
I had a guy tell me a long time ago, and I use this because it's true. It's science, I guess, on some level. But, like, yeah, deep breaths is a real thing. Like, you take deep breaths, it slows your heart rate down, which lowers your blood pressure, which calms you down.
Calm.
I don't need you to be calm. I need you to be ramped up.
So what do I do? Hold my breath?
I'm just glad when you sneezed during the break that Davenport wasn't here because she gets affected by that.
Yeah, she would have lost. She lost it Friday about that. Kirby got a little stunned by it, too. So.
Oh, out at the Embassy Suites at the Home Expo?
Mm-hmm. So good for them.
It's good to see Steve Porter out there, former zone rep, now working with the Home Expo out there, and a lot of vendors, right, Clay?
Yes.
People brought you Laffy Taffy?
They brought me Laffy Tap, do that Laffy Tap, and I still got them in the truck.
Ooh.
They got jokes. Yeah, it didn't get too warm. Today might be a bad day for them.
Laffy Taffy melted, man.
I
don't know if it'll affect it, though.
No, I'm going to still eat them.
Yeah.
Because all I got to do is cool them off.
Cam Ward, you want to hear from him again?
I would like to hear from him.
Before we get to the rookies?
Yep.
Zeph said this goes along with what we were just talking about. Establishing himself as a leader, a conscious effort. Is it a conscious effort or something he does naturally?
I don't think about it. It just comes with the territory, honestly. But I want to be a leader. I want to be there for my teammates when everything goes down. You know, I want to be the person to lift everybody back up. And so I'm surrounded by a great group of guys. And at the end of the day, I'm only one job. I have one job to do. That's play quarterback. Everybody else had a lot of other jobs.
There you go. I like that. And it does. When he entered the room, if they could have put, and I'm speaking of the day after he was drafted, he jumped on the show with us. They brought him in. If they could have hooked him up with, what's the name of the little halter top thing they be wearing to get the heart rates of the players now? I forgot the name of it. But anyway.
And that was on 1 hour of sleep.
Yes.
Like, how much sleep do you have? 1 hour.
If they could have hooked him up and took his blood pressure, he would have probably been cool, calm, and collected.
Like, but he was still in the moment.
You
know how hard it is to be in the moment when you've had no sleep?
Yeah, we do it a lot. yes, we do. Like, we do it for 3 hours, I promise you. Yeah, but this is the thing, man. True. That's what you need, and that's what I'll guarantee that's what helped sell Callahan, especially seeing the contrast of who Will Levis was. Not frantic, but, yeah, tell me, I'm gone. And then you go, like, he's going to be real calm. That's what you need, man.
Those underhanded, backhanded.
That was wild. We're going to be able to, the good thing, we're going to be able to look back at that and be like, if things pan out the way they're supposed to with Cam, we're going to look back and be like, see, we had to go through the dark in order to see the light. And here we are.
Sounds biblical. Let's go to Bam in Nashville. Bam, what's up?
Man, how y'all feeling? Everybody doing all right?
What up, Bam? Bam, what up, man?
Man, coolin', bro. Man, listen, there is no way that you can honestly, in your right mind, trot Will Levis out there week one if you don't trade him. Like, get him. There's nothing about Buddy that just said, you know how they have the clips that they have in the huddle?
Mm-hmm.
Even watching the clips on him online was like, bro, I don't believe nothing you saying. It's almost like you trying to sell yourself or you trying to sell the mayonnaise that you selling, bro. It was so generic and watered down. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, it's almost like he's trying to make himself believe it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there's no way that you could do that. Cam, on the other hand, is just like, I'm just going to go out here and do this.
That dude's just different. That's what, because people in the organization were asking after we did that interview with him at Sixth and Peabody, like, what'd you think about him? I'm like, everything is real. Like, you know how, like, you get around somebody and it's like false confidence?
Mm-hmm.
Like, everything is real with that dude, man.
Yeah.
Seems like.
Yep.
But thank you, man. Appreciate you, man. 615-737-1045.
You know, another thing, man, I had me and Savage were having a conversation this weekend, man, while we went down to, what is it? What's the name of it? K1? Listen, y'all, first and foremost, I want y'all to know I'm going to learn names. I ain't going to keep on saying, what's the name of that? And then trying to explain the story. But it's right down there by the little steel mill place with all the little.
You talking about the go-kart place?
Bingo. See,
how did I get go-kart place from K1 and I didn't know the name of the place. Sorry, y'all. But I've been there. It's incredible.
Yeah.
But by the steel place,
Ain't that what it is? That little pile of nothing right there by Nissan Stadium?
they're about to move it.
You're talking about the K1 Speed indoor go-karts?
There you go. So
KRS is going to rock you.
that's why I was having my conversation with Savage as the kids. Shout out to Lil Miles, man. Happy birthday.
Oh, they did that over there?
Yeah, so
it's
we went
fun.
down there, checked it out. But we were talking, and I had an opportunity to talk to
The metal
a
yard
player,
you're talking
the
about.
metal yard.
Yeah.
A player, man, that hoops, and you can either have it, but you can't grow into a leader. And one of the guys I was talking about, man, plays basketball in the SEC, and having a conversation
I think
with
that's
him.
definitely true.
Yeah, and I could hear it. You can hear it in their voice. The way he was speaking to me, I was like, whoa. Like, he's going to be my dog horse for SEC Player of the Year. I bring that up to say.
Who is this?
I didn't say his name.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Gotta wait.
Okay.
But I say that to say, with Cam Ward, he's one of those guys, you hear what he said, he's been through. I've had different coaches. I had to get it out the mud. I had to go through all different offenses. I had to go through different systems. But the one thing that stayed the same was him being the same person when walking into that room, not having to prove anything, but just go be him. And if you are you and you end up being him, then people are going to follow, if that makes any sense. Without you verbally being able to
end up him being
bingo
him.
card.
Yes.
Yeah, I knew that was going on the bingo card.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
If you are you and you end up being him, people are going to follow. There it is, a repeat for you. Put that on a T-shirt. No, you break.
Well, I think a lot of people come into being comfortable in their own skin at different stages of
Yes,
life.
that's true.
And some people just aren't that. Like, if there are 9 different personality types, some people just don't have that. And that's okay. You know what I mean? Like, they're leaders, they're followers.
And there's other way to do it. There's other ways to do it.
But he's definitely comfortable in his own skin. There's
Right.
no question about it.
But you may be one of the ones that I need to get. Every time we start a drill, I need Mayor to be at the front of the line. He may not be the captain on the team or the vocal leader, but when we start, he knows how to set the tone to things. So you need people for different compartments, man, on your team. Like, you could be the guy to start every drill. Like, this is how we're going to do it. The energy that you're going to put into it.
It's funny, like, the 3 of us, like, I think that we have good leadership skills, but we're all different.
All different.
In how we do it.
Yep, and we all pull at different times. So, yeah, I'm with you. Zeph, you need to find out where you going to be the leader. After getting fired from Cracker Barrel, like, what are you going to bring to the team?
Bring to the team here?
I mean, he's got 4 more stars at Cracker Barrel than we do.
This is but he ain't got that job no more.
Oh, that's true.
So what do those 4 stars transfer to this?
If you are you and you become him, you will be followed. Is that where we are?
It might as well be.
Is that what we came up with?
That'd be cool.
Well, I tell you, man.
Zeph, do your stars transfer here?
We're like Confucius in here, man.
I don't know.
How many stars you got back there? I need Bert to implement a star system.
Yeah,
back there
see,
for y'all.
you gotta ask the boss that. Big Boss Bert.
I'm a text Triple
I don't think
D.
it's fair if I grade myself because I'm gonna give myself a 5-star.
So, you know, like back in the day, like Confucius did his thing,
Confidence.
and then everybody, found his just unbelievable genius thoughts and life and everything. And then San Tzu wrote The Art of War, right? Like you find that, and then like coaches and generals use that and all this.
Yeah.
At some point, like 100 years from now, somebody's going to hear you say, like, "Oh, what is this? This is a show called 3HL back in 2025." He said, "If you are you and you become him, you will be followed." And I mean, that's going to turn into like, 700 years from now, people are talking about that and living by it.
Gold man. Gold man.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Gold man.
615-737-1045. Hear what some of the rookies had to say about Cam Ward from this weekend next 3HL. I want to talk with you about United Structural Systems. USSTN.com is the website. And, man, lots of rain. Lots of rain been happening. Got more storms coming through today. So you might have waterproofing issues. Maybe you've got some symptoms in your house. Standing water in your crawl space, musty odors, cracks in the basement floors, hardwood floors, cupping. Your house may be trying to tell you something, man. Putting off a moisture issue in your home is bad for your health. It could lead to more expensive repairs down the road. When it comes to large home repairs, a lot of times homeowners pretend you don't see the warning signs. You're afraid maybe about what you're going to hear. This is especially true with waterproofing and foundation repair work as well. It could be something big that needs to be fixed. Could be a small problem now that will become bigger, or it could be nothing. Over 30,100% satisfied residential customers with USSTN.com. If you have some foundation repair or waterproofing work done, you also have the peace of mind knowing that USS provides an honest diagnosis and stands by their work and warranties. This is huge. Homeowners trust USS. USS, keeping homes dry and stable. We guarantee our best. Call USS 615-488-7855. USS, serving Middle Tennessee, Southern Kentucky, and Western Kentucky. Online, USSTN.com. 3HL 1045 The Zone. Zeph, what in the world? Oh, Laffy Taffy D4L. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, we're talking about Laffy Taffies. Slay kind of sang the song, so I put it up.
I hear you. 3HL bingo card coming up at 5:45. That will, I don't know. I try to jot things down from the show that sounded funny to me.
Whew.
Maybe not ha-ha funny. Maybe ha-ha funny. But my thought is it will encourage you to listen to the show so you can get context as to what was said. Because, like, if you miss Slay saying, if you are you and you become him, you will be followed. Like, if you didn't hear him explain that and you just randomly hear that at 5:45, you'll be like, I wonder what that was. You can always go back and listen on the podcast.
There you go. You know one thing I hate? I know we're about to listen to the other rookies talk about Cam.
Mm-hmm.
When your arch falls on your foot.
What do you mean it falls? Like over time or just like...
Or maybe it didn't fall. Maybe because I've never had my feet are flat. So, but maybe when the pain starts right there. Always my left foot too.
I have flat feet.
I mean, mine flat like no sheet of paper get under the flat.
I hope not. That would be a tough place to get a paper cut.
So
seriously, like that's the worst, man. Like,
yeah, that ain't nothing.
You can like break a finger and you're like, but a freaking paper cut?
Yeah, that's like what Brown was talking about, that blister. Hopefully Liam Doyle can get over there.
You want some Liam Doyle stats?
No, let's go to the rookies.
You want to go to the rookies?
Yep.
The only 2 games they've lost while he started in SEC play was the Auburn game that got suspended after 1 inning, and then he couldn't pitch in game 1 again the next day. But he ended up pitching in game 2, which was weird. And then the LSU game where he went 6 2/3 shutout baseball. And then, was it Inslee over at third? 2 straight errors. They gave up 6 runs in the 9th.
Yeah, they blew that one.
And that's the number 1 team in the country. And that, like, I mean, just close that game out and you take 2 or 3 from the number 1 team in the country on the road. There are little things. That's why I'm not giving up hope on them yet. But, man, they got locked down on defense, bro.
And
there's a lot going on.
To Tony's credit, he has moved people around. He has changed the lineup. He is doing everything he can. It's up to the players to go out there and do their part.
It's unfortunate, too, because, like, the best defensive player on his roster is a hole in the lineup. So it's like, what do you do?
And, you know, on it was Friday versus Vanderbilt. Once they got that lead going to I think it was the 7th inning, and he put Antigua in the defensive lineup because he knew he needed that defense in there to close that game out.
And then Manny Marin had a really big hit in that game, too. But anyway. Yeah, Vols are 5-2 when Liam Doyle pitches, 2-9 when he doesn't in the last 18 SEC games. 2-9 when he doesn't pitch.
You know who would be the mascot for the Vols right now?
I would love to see you as a mascot for the Vols right now.
No, Maggie Simpson.
Maggie Simpson?
Bingo. Bingo.
That's her only sound effect.
That's all they need right now. I'm telling you. Just right now. It might. Hopefully against Arkansas, they shake back and get ready to go into the tournament.
Homie, I can see your doodle. That show, man, never gets old. Dude, we were sitting there, and the Lady Vols are getting ready to play UConn. This was when I was in school, so this was, Pat Summitt, Gino Auriemma, and they were getting ready to go at it. And we're like, well, let's see what the Simpsons got real quick, because there was like a 7:15 start, and Simpsons came on. So it was the episode where they were in Knoxville. Did you ever see that one?
Yeah, I remember seeing the gold ball,
the world famous Sun Sphere. they took a rental car and they looked at the glove box, and it was an old pamphlet that said things to do in 1982. Yeah. So they tried to go to the World's Fair.
They go still popping.
And they go to the Sun Sphere, and there's like, it's a wig store, and there's like, nothing going on. And like, what do you call it in the Wild West where the tumbleweeds blowing? The tumbleweeds blowing by.
Yeah. That's it.
So we ended up watching that and then joining the Lady Vols late.
Oh, that was interesting.
I mean, we were in Knoxville, and the Simpsons were doing a Knoxville show.
I mean, at
That's
some
crazy.
point, it was going to happen.
Ralph was involved. Nelson. What are you drinking?
This is an energy shot.
Of what? Beet juice? Double beet juice?
That beet juice.
That'll get you. That put a weird look on your face.
Some good stuff, though.
Yeah, it looks like it. Let's figure out some of the things the rookies were saying about Cam Ward. We'll start with DK, wide receiver out of Florida, talking about Cam.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's exactly what people think he is. I think that, he's a really good leader. He has that presence on the field when he's out there. Then he's really talented. He throws the ball really well, just like you'd expect him to.
When you banner early at Hurricane, you're a Gator. What was that like?
He gave me a little stuff, but not too much. We're Titans now, so that's all that matters.
You said Cam has that presence about him on the field. What about how he acts gives you that impression?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just he does things the right way. Like he comes in the building early, works hard, and at the same time he has that confidence. You know what I mean? He knows the work he puts in and what he's capable of doing. But at the same time, he knows he has to work hard and continue to improve. And I think that rubs off on everybody else.
I'm telling you.
He saw it firsthand in that Miami-Florida game where, he was backpedaling toward the left sideline and fired it into coverage into the end zone for a touchdown. That throw, man.
On the rope.
You don't
so much anticipation, too.
You don't necessarily want that to happen on a Sunday, but
if it
kind of showed the skill set, though.
Yeah. Deliver.
All right, we'll hear from Io Manor and Gunnar Helm about Cam Ward when we come back. Stay tuned. If you want in, 615-737-1045. Brent Doherty, Ron Slade, 3HL.
What's happening, y'all? KellumStemCellInstitute.com. Guess who has an appointment tomorrow? Take a minute. Me. That's who. Yeah. Anyway, I got to get these knees back to feeling great, man. Maybe you don't want to go on my journey. Where you want to... That was wild. Maybe you want to go on your own journey, have your own testimony about your body, your cells, your solution, because that's what it entails. You got to make that decision. This is what Kellum Stem Cell would do. They will get those stem cells to attack the inflammation in your body and knock all of it out. Run for cover. We all know that autoimmune disorders derive from inflammation, so that's where that pain, that burning sensation is coming from in your knees, the joints in your pain, whether it be in your ankles, your shoulder, your hips, back, neck, anywhere, man. I'm telling you right now. That's what I'm going to get it taken care of. Consultation right now, 615-850-4415. This was a little choppy by me, but it won't be for you once you sit down with Dr. Kellum and find out exactly what KellumStemCellInstitute.com brings.
Maybe your monthly bills are keeping you up at night, and maybe you're worried about your finances in these crazy times right now. The monthly payment not going down on that credit card debt. Guess what? You can call Loan Pronto. If you own a home, they can help you get out of this problem really easy. A super easy way with Loan Pronto to get tens or even hundreds of thousands out in cash. Loan Pronto has lots of options for helping you tap into the equity in your home for you to get the cash out you need to get back on solid footing. And most homeowners who have done this with Loan Pronto end up wiping out all of their credit card debt, and on top of it, they cut their monthly expenses by about $1,000 a piece. Look, you didn't mean to end up here. If you do stress about money, you don't have to. If you own a home, call Loan Pronto for fast debt relief. LoanPronto.com. You can start the whole process or call them at 615-499-5780. LoanPronto.com at 615-499-5780. Loan Pronto, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Two Rivers Ford announces employee pricing for everyone. Every tradesman, every dad, every rising star. You pay what we pay. Two Rivers Ford. Locally owned. American made.
Whether you're a homeowner creating your dream space or a pro managing multiple projects, discover a new way to shop at Ferguson Home, where great ideas become stunning spaces. Ferguson Home is designed for the way you want to shop. Explore the best selection of bath, kitchen, and lighting products online, or experience items firsthand in one of our showrooms. Our experts offer personalized support every step of the way. Bring your vision to Ferguson Home, where it all comes together. Shop top brands like Visual Comfort or find your local showroom at fergusonhome.com.
Good afternoon. It's 4:01. I'm Joseph Bonanno, live from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. The Titans have made the following transactions following last weekend's rookie minicamp. They signed wide receiver TJ Sheffield, who is an Independence High School alum. He also went to UConn, and tight end Drake Dabney. They also released cornerback Virgil Lemons and safety Jaron Thompson. In NFL news today, the league announced that the NFL season opener will be the reigning Super Bowl champions, the Philadelphia Eagles, hosting the Dallas Cowboys on Thursday, September 4th. The full 2025 schedule will be released on Wednesday. Former Vol football star and Falcons first-round pick James Pierce Jr. signed his 4-year fully guaranteed rookie contract worth $16.8 million. Dante Thornton also signed his rookie contract with the Raiders. The Browns announced that linebacker Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah will be out for the 2025 season after being placed on the PUP list today. Private Foundation Repair, waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Balls. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. Hope you're having a great Monday. Hope you had a great weekend. The rookies were in town and on the practice field. Jim White will talk about it tomorrow. Austin Stanley will talk about it in studio from 5 until 6 o'clock today. He was out there.
Yeah.
Chris Lowe coming up at 4:20. Dawn Davenport is in the happiest at the happiest place on earth.
Yep. She sure is.
And her husband just texted us, Travis, and said that he did 115 bags of mulch.
Y'all didn't even know
this weekend.
How many trips is that to the store? Or do they deliver that to you if you get that much?
I would guess they would deliver that to you.
A lot of places you can go and like back your truck up and they'll dump it right in the back of your truck.
Oh, for sure that. But for 115 bags, though?
That'll be pouring out the truck.
Well, you might
That would
take
be
a couple
multiple
trips.
trips.
Yeah, might need to take a couple trips on that one.
That's what I'm
That's pure hell, dude.
Man, what?
Like, I mean,
to do the
our
argument
to Travis was like, she's hanging out with the mouse and riding rides and stuff. Like, dude, go do something for you.
I just called me over.
That mulch can wait.
I'll show you what to do.
Slay Dog is here.
Multiple trips. I'm in the building.
Multiple trips. What?
Something took place in Nashville this weekend too, man, that I had no earthly idea that was going down. But I did get 2 calls asking for tickets. If we were doing something on the radio or anything like that.
I heard your brother complaining about this morning.
Yeah, we had no earthly idea. Savannah Bananas were in town.
A lot of people did have an idea.
I could see
because I haven't seen that many fans in Nissan Stadium in years.
It was packed.
Setting bad expectations for Cam Ward.
I don't believe that. I don't think so. See, I saw Buck put that out too.
History says otherwise.
Not if they're okay. They ain't got to be good. If they okay, which means average, then people coming out to support a star. They just ain't having a star.
Speaking of that, I've seen. Now I want to get your opinion, Slay. I've seen several people criticize the Titans for not pushing Cam Ward out more and being around the building. Like, you've seen the Browns push out their 2 rookie quarterbacks. You've seen a lot of these other teams, the Giants with Jackson Dart, push out their rookie quarterback. Do you think the Titans are being too reserved on having Cam Ward? Or do you think, I was having this conversation with Blaine and Zach in between shows. Do you think that the Titans should spend a little bit more, I don't know, like on social media and more effort on pushing out that rookie, like putting his face out there a little bit more? Or do you think it's fine with what they're doing?
I think they fine with what it's doing. I think, one, everybody will catch on when they catch on. Second thing
really
is,
doesn't matter, does it?
Yeah, the second thing is the national media never covers the Titans anyway. So regardless of you pushing them out or not pushing them out, he ain't done anything.
He's probably the least covered number 1 overall pick.
Now that was the next thing.
Quarterback, skill position guy ever.
And I think he all right with that. Like, he's one that just he's always done his work in the dark and then reap the benefits in the light. So I think he's fine with that, man.
Like
I think
roaches?
the organization is fine with that. Like who?
Roaches?
Yeah.
They do their work in the dark. And then you pop on the light.
Who's reaping the benefits then,
though? I don't know. The cracks in your floor.
See, they're just running, scurrying.
Bad example.
Yeah.
Eric, Elick, Io Manor, talking about Cam Ward, cut 12. So.
It's been great, yeah. It's he gets the ball out really fast, which is great, and it's something that I have to get used to for sure. And so I'm excited to work with him in the future.
What's kind of the biggest adjustment you have to make to that effect on your end?
Oh, you just have to be ready. You know that he's going to be on time every time, and so you have to have that in mind every time. Like, if you're late, you're late, and because he's not going to be late.
Every time?
Yeah, he's going to be on time every time.
What was it like on the 1 rep? You ran and the ball was a little low. You dropped it, and he kind of like pointed out, "My bad," and made you do the rep again. What kind of is that? What kind of leadership and all does that show from a guy like that?
Yeah. You just got to get it while it's hot, is what we say. If there's something that's wrong with the rep, you just run it back so you make sure you get it right and move on from it.
I like what I'm hearing. That's why I don't need him to put nothing out. Because that right there, the proof's going to be in the pudding on this one. I don't know if you, like, I'm cool with it. I'm cool to answer your question, Zeph. I'm cool with the trajectory he's on, the pace he's on.
Just let it be organic.
Yeah, let it happen. We tried that last year. We got all hype. We saw everything. Not only was Will Levis pushed out by maybe his team, but like nobody was pulling back, and it was there, and we all fed into it, and lo and behold, boom, bam, built.
Yeah, said that in a while.
I don't know.
Larissa next up on 3HL. Larissa, what's up? How are you?
Hi, you guys.
up,
Miss
Larissa?
Dawn, I'm sorry, but this is one thing I love about this station. I mean, one person is gone. It's like a puzzle piece. And this is why everyone on this station and the show, we love the station. You guys are like a family. But we miss Dawn. So
We do
she
miss
didn't
her.
pay me to say that. Yeah. but
We're at our best with all three of us sitting here. That's for
you
sure.
guys are holding it down. I mean, come on.
We're
But I
trying.
do want to say this. It's really interesting that a lot of the athletes, despite if it's basketball, softball, football, these young kids are now getting into a business. It is a business. And my whole point of this is like, I remember when I was that age, if you would have given me $1 million at 20-something, I would have gone bat crazy. And I think it's so lovely that a lot of the folks they're becoming business folks. And I think Cam is going to be amazing, but I do wonder what Will Levis is thinking.
I think these guys now, to your point and to Slay's point earlier in the show, these guys are already in business mode when they're still in high school now.
Yeah.
And so now we're starting to see these guys make it to the NFL and you know, they've already got that mindset. So yeah, I think you're right.
They're making money moves. They're making business moves.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, there's a certain like, oh, I don't like the I don't like this, I don't like that. But these young folks, all these athletes, they're making business decisions at ages that, again, when I was their age, I was like, yeah, give me $200. I'm going to go out. But you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I just think it's so lovely. And with all that said, I'm going to hang up and listen.
Thank you, Larissa. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I have confidence that Larissa would have been able to handle it
better
than she's letting on.
My allowance in college. It was $200 every 2 weeks though, but.
So if you just had a lump sum check of $4 million hit your bank account.
Oh, I'm balling. No if fans bust about that. Like, yeah, I'm getting it in.
And your friends are getting it in too.
Well, the whole team getting it in.
Yeah.
$4 million? Man, we ain't doing nothing but hooping.
And let's say Vince had $4 million and
they don't
Slip had like $2.5 million.
They don't want all that. They did not want them problems on campus.
But combined as a team, let's just say y'all were rolling with like $13 million all at once.
The basketball would have been
like Kentucky
phenomenal.
just spent $21 million on its roster for next season.
I will tell you this.
Can you imagine?
The summer would have been fantastic. But the end season, that would have been – because I will say, and this is where Vince was ahead of the curve a little bit. Vince was up on trainers before we had even started thinking. We were just talking about hooping and working on our game on ourselves. Vince implemented getting a trainer.
He was thinking beyond just the
and when I did that going into my junior year, got to work with a trainer like that. That opened my eyes to some different stuff. Like that's why that junior year was gonna be phenomenal. Me, him, and Slip.
Did you do the water treadmill? Did they have that when you tore your ACL?
Yep, it just came out.
I always thought that was like really cool.
The Aquasizer was dope. Yep, and it psychologically it helped you because you were always thinking like, man, after 2 months when you feel the strength coming back, you like, man, I want to do something. We get out here and run or something. And the Aquasizer would be right there. Perfect for you.
Zeph, give me Gunnar Helm on Cam Ward real quick, and then we'll go to break. This is Gunnar Helm, the tight end rookie.
Yeah, he's been great. He's just a great leader, super easy to talk to, super easy to connect with, super easy to communicate with on the field. We've been coming in and watching some film in the morning time with some of the other receivers and obviously Xavier, but, the chemistry is just beginning to click for all of us, and it's super fun to be out there with them.
There you go. You'll hear from more from Cam Ward as we go through the show. When we come back, Chris Lowe, senior writer for ESPN.com. They're already talking about expanding this thing to 16 teams. And what about this whole 9-game schedule in the SEC?
Uh-oh.
We'll talk with Chris about that next. 3HL 104.5 The Zone. History had the gold rush, then came the oil boom, then the tech boom, but right now it's the Wi-Fi boom, and the Xfinity Wi-Fi is booming. Streaming, booming. Gaming, booming. Video calls, booming. Even when your boss schedules a meeting, that definitely could have been done over email. And now you can get Xfinity Internet and mobile together in all in one plan. It is the ultimate power couple. Wi-Fi Power Boost from Xfinity Mobile gives you faster, secure Wi-Fi speeds at home and on the go. So your Wi-Fi is booming wherever you are. Now through June 23rd, new customers can get 400 megabit Xfinity Internet with free equipment and unlimited internet data, and get one unlimited 5G mobile line included all in one plan, all for $40 a month for 1 year. So whether you're working, watching, or paying for Wi-Fi Gold, one thing is for sure, Xfinity Wi-Fi is booming. Visit Xfinity.com to learn more. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees are extra. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet. Reduced speeds after 30 gigabits of data usage. Data thresholds vary. After 1 year, rates increase to $110 a month. After 2 years, regular rates apply to all services up to $143 a month. Actual speeds vary.
Huge announcement from Two Rivers Ford. Two Rivers Ford now offering employee pricing for everyone. That means you pay what they pay on almost every new Ford on the lot. And at Two Rivers Ford, what you see, always what you get. They don't do things like add expensive accessories or tack on service packages to increase the price of the vehicles. Two Rivers Ford, they're the best. They're upfront. They're honest every single time. And now they are offering you employee pricing. No better time to buy American, no better dealership than Two Rivers Ford, locally owned and operated for over 40 years. Home of the non-commissioned sales team. You hear me talk about how great they are all the time. And now it is also the home of employee pricing for all of us. From America, for America. Go see my friends in Mount Juliet at Two Rivers Ford. Two Rivers Ford, the South's most trusted Ford dealer.
Say my name, say my name. You don't want me to do that?
No, I was just going to say I didn't know if that was going to help, but go and get it, though.
Hey, man, you know me. 90s rock, 90s
I ain't heard
R&B,
that for ever.
90s rap.
I ain't heard that song in forever. Say my
Zeph
name,
played a
say my
commercial that kind of played off this song earlier, and so I started singing it.
Yeah, I got stuck in my head. So
And he was like,
Oh, you
I
heard
like
it?
that spot. They did a good job with that spot. I'm like, yeah, because it's like a 90s R&B song.
Yeah, had you heard this before, Zach?
Oh yeah, I know the song.
Okay.
I
I'm
was
just saying,
surprised.
They
Were
did
you
the
surprised?
they did the parody for it was the Tennessee State Highway Patrol.
Oh.
They do the buckle up. Instead of saying
Really?
my name. say
Where's
my
that
name.
spot? Can you find it?
Probably can.
Yeah. Buckle up.
You need to hear this, Slay. This is a good job by them.
Where'd it go?
They was singing it like that?
Yeah.
I mean, it was a
had the
playoff.
music.
It was a playoff that time.
I know, but did they have any were they able to carry a tune?
Yeah. Well,
I mean, better than me.
yeah, better than I can.
Mr. Keefe said Mayor feeling himself.
Not better than me.
I'll find it and we can
Careful,
play it
bro.
later.
It's a family show.
Thank you, Zeph.
You'll find it when?
We can play it later after CeeLo joins us.
Chris Lowe from ESPN.com joins us now. Chris, what's up? How are you?
Great. Look forward to seeing you guys next Tuesday. I'll be in Nashville. Slay, I'm sure you're going to the AC/DC concert, right?
Oh, most definitely not.
How about you, Brent?
I don't know no AC/DC song.
I'm at the point where, like, one of my favorite bands is Pearl Jam, and they were here for 2 nights, and I didn't even know they were here until, like, day of.
See? So I was with Savannah Banana.
I'm so behind with everything, Low Dog. But, yeah, I would go to that show. There's a lot of energy I've seen.
CeeLo, do I know an AC/DC song?
Oh, hell yeah.
Give me one.
I bet you know 5, Slay. I bet you.
Like that?
Oh, come on. Back in Black.
Listen to yours.
Highway to Hell. Shook Me On. I bet they could play
You
5
shook me all night
immediately.
long.
Yeah, that and Highway to Hell. I know the both of those.
Zeph, you got any AC/DC in there?
I do. You want to play some now?
Yeah, let's see if Slay knows these songs. This is AC/DC. When is the concert? Tuesday?
Tuesday night.
Are you coming in here before you go there?
I'll be there early on Tuesday.
Oh, yeah. We get low.
Yeah.
In-person low
You
experience.
can tailgate in here with us.
I'll do it. I'll have the red, the red Devil's horns all the fans wear in the concert. I'm going to try to get me a pair of those. I'll get you guys some. Don probably wants some too.
Definitely.
All right, so you know this one?
Let me get it to me. Yep. I know that before it even dropped.
That's a good bump song because of the guitar intro. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know that one. Okay, what's another one, Zeph?
Okay, what about this one?
Anything with multiple guitars is great.
No.
CeeLo, do you know what that was?
I'll give you a hint, Slay. That's the one my sources tell me that they have been closing the show with, their last encore, for those
is that right?
about to rock. With the Cannons. Remember the song back in, I'm showing my age now, 82, 83, when they came out with that album, had the Cannons shooting off the Cannons. So that's 45 years ago.
Well, I see a couple of these I'm cheating on them because I used to play Guitar Hero a lot.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah, that was my
Were you
thing.
good?
What? Man, listen. Hey.
Your Guitar Hero game's cold?
What?
Huh.
You gotta think, well, what else was I gonna do overseas?
Oh, I don't know.
By myself.
I don't know. We talked to Wheezy over there, and he seemed like he was just kind of bored sitting in a room by himself.
I was locked in having a ball.
Okay.
2, 3 in the morning.
Remember when we talked to Wayne Chisholm?
Yeah.
He's like, y'all call anytime.
Yeah, but
like,
that's how
I
you
ain't got
feel.
nothing to do.
Because you got to think it's middle of the night when we talking to him. Yeah, he's like, heck yeah.
We never called him again.
Let's just all hope in their 70s that we're rocking the way Brian Johnson and Angus Young still are.
It is.
We can all hope for that.
You got one more, Zeph? Yeah, let this one go for a second.
I know this beat.
Let it go, Zeph. Let it go. See, they don't let them do these long intros anymore.
Yeah,
You know,
better get straight to it. You lose people.
Honestly, I'm disappointed, man.
I am too.
I would. Just like you at the line in the last 10 seconds, I would bet a lot of money you'd make the free throws. I would have bet you would have gotten these a lot better than you have.
You know I'm going to come through slow.
Especially the bigger the moment. Slay Dog with locked in.
I need a crowd. I need a crowd right there for me.
Hell's bells, Slay. Hell's bells.
Chris Lowe, ESPN.com, joins us. We were talking. Slade kind of joked about he'd get $200 every 2 weeks. And I said, can you imagine if you had $4 million hit your bank account at once? And then we started talking about Kentucky is at, what, $21 million for its roster coming up this season? Chris, can you imagine if Slay's mob had $21 million between them?
I hope he would take care of his favorite media guy back in the day if he had that kind of cash.
We all eat, baby. We would all eat. Everybody eats.
You know, it's I've thought about it too, man, because it now more than ever, and I know Slay, you can feel this, Slay. It's now more important than ever that these kids have good people around them. And people that genuinely care about them and their future and their best interests. And whether it's family, whether it's, I think you got to go get somebody in the know who's trained, who understands the business, and those are the people you got to listen to, and do your homework. Make sure you get people who have done this and other athletes have had success with, and not someone who's going to come in and be a shyster. But man, I've thought a lot about it, because you're talking about in basketball, hoops. Like the Ament kid from Tennessee. Was he 18?
Yeah.
Think about being 18 years old and you get ready, to walk into a $3 million plus deal.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine at 18 if someone laid $3 million on me. I mean, just how, first of all, how dizzying it would be, and do my best and make sure I stayed grounded and kept what's important.
Yeah. Yeah. I would have probably did something silly with the first installment and went and bought the whole city headbands or everybody in the arena. And just when I would have rolled by, instead of going to class, would have been have somebody driving, and I'm coming out the sunroof just flicking headbands to everybody every time everybody gets out of class. That would have been something silly I would have been doing at 18.
You would have been making it rain with headbands, not cash.
Guaranteed, Lord.
Boy, that would have been something.
Guaranteed.
Definitely would have been something. All right, so keep seeing people putting out, like media types putting out polls again. Like, do you want to see it go to 16 teams? It's gonna happen. When will this happen?
Well, I would bet some of these NIL deals that will go to 16 and 26. It was already going to go 14. I think it's going to go to 16. And to me, the most intriguing scenario. I talked to some people, both in the Big Ten, the SEC, and other insiders, would be to have a Super Saturday on that last championship weekend, where let's just use the SEC as an example, and you'd have the top two teams playing for the SEC title, and then you'd have three playing six, the third place team playing the sixth place team, and the fourth place team playing the five team, and you play like at 1 o'clock, 4:30, and 8, 3 games. I mean, think about what a football bonanza that would do for people. And that way you determine, let's say the SEC gets 4, the Big Ten gets 4. You sort of play it out. You don't let the committee just vote, all right, the top 16 teams ranked get in. Well, then the top 2 teams in the SEC get in to play the SEC championship game, and the winner of the 3-6 game and the winner of the 4-5 game get in. And then it's a little bit, it's still subjective, because you're still going to have a vote of I guess where teams are seated exactly, et cetera. But at least that's a little different than what we've seen to this point. And it's not just one conference championship teams. Or I guess last year you had 4 with the top 4 seeds, and then it's at large. So maybe you see a 16-team field where you go 4 in the Big Ten, 4 in the SEC, 2 in the Big 12, 2 in the ACC. You got to figure Notre Dame's in there somewhere, a group of 5 teams. And then maybe there's 3 or 4 true at-large spots that if you're let's say the 5th team in the Big Ten or the 5th team in the SEC, that you get in. I just think that, to me, adds more intrigue. And you know what it does, guys?
Yeah.
It keeps a bunch of teams in late October and early November and fan bases engaged.
Yep.
Because you know if you can get in that top 6, you got a chance to play in that mini playoff on Super Saturday. Think about last year. Just use last year's example. You know, how fired up would South Carolina fans been about that? Ole Miss fans.
Yeah.
Teams, LSU fans, teams that were right there on the cusp that didn't get in, that would have had a chance to sort of play their way in.
Mm-hmm. Lo, do you think that, with that being said, talking about the 16 team, do you think that affects the closing of the transfer portal? Because that would extend definitely into December with 16 teams, right?
Yeah, well, you know, that's something that they all have to work out, Slay. That's the thing that drives coaches crazy is, you know, Tennessee lost to Ohio State, was it the 21st last year, December? You know, and then 5 days, 6 days later, the portal closed. Right. And of course, we all know about the Nico stuff, but, you know, he wasn't the only one. There were other kids, not just on Tennessee's team, but other teams who were trying to negotiate at that point, you know, a new deal. I mean, Lou Carter was one of those. Tennessee was able to lock him in. And again, there were other kids at other schools who did the same thing. But I think that's the part of it, Slay, that makes it so hard. Because even last year, you saw the Penn State second-string quarterback left. Remember, left before they played, transferred.
Yep.
And I think you're going to see more of that until they figure out a way to, I don't want to use the word regulate, but figure out a way to move that portal in such a way that it doesn't impact the season so much. I think the other factor is this, too. I think all the conferences, SEC, Big Ten certainly would be at the top of this list, are still waiting to see what that playoff format looks like in 26 before, in the SEC's case, they add a ninth conference game. I think that's going to happen because I think my company's going to kick in more money because a ninth game is going to be worth
Is that what Sankey was waiting on?
I think that was certainly a big part of it, yes. Yeah. And not only Sankey, but other ADs I've talked to says, you know, hey, it's worked pretty well for us. Now, last year it didn't because they only got 3 teams in, but it's worked pretty well for us with just 8 conference games. You know, what is the incentive to go to 9? Well, the incentive clearly is more money, but I think they also wanted to see this is the first time you've had the playoff, you know, the extended playoff, how it worked, what the selection committee did, what they didn't do, what they weighed. It's a little bit of you know, the goalpost has sort of moved a little bit. Is it how many losses you have? Is it how many quality wins you have? You know, how does it play out? You know, you look at it from South Carolina's perspective last year. They were probably a top 8, top 10 team when the season ended last year. But they'd also lost some games earlier that counted against them. So I think schools and conferences are waiting to see what is locked in as far as the playoff format. And again, using the SEC as an example, whether you play 9 games or not, I think we're going to get there. I feel confident we're going to get to 9 games in the SEC, and I also think we're going to go to 16 teams in the playoff. And I would say 26 is probably when that happens.
Well, I mean, the commissioner wants to go to 9 games, right? Like, so.
Oh yeah.
So that's going to happen, but especially with more and more money being dumped on the table now, reportedly by your organization, for sure.
Maybe I'll get a little slice of that. Maybe can you? If I hire you, Slay, can you sort of be my rep?
So Slay is starting this national brand called Slay America, and he's hiring people. Like Zeff's trying to get a job with Slay America, so maybe he could hire you, Low Dog.
Listen, I'm for it, man. I'm for media NIL. I mean, why not? Right?
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, we kind of do have that doing what we do, but. Anyway, you can watch us on live YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch. Kevin says, guarantee Slay knows Back in Black. You got that one?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know that. Yeah,
this would be a Guitar Hero kind of song, I think.
That's definitely one.
Yeah. Low Dog, you're going to have fun on Tuesday, man.
I look forward to it. This takes me back. This was after Slay. I was right toward the end of my years with the Tennessean, and I think Chris was on that team, and Dane Bradshaw, Chisholm, and a bunch of those kids were taking History of Rock in class.
Great course.
I took that when I was young.
Great course.
And that's back when you could go to practice. I was at practice every day, and you're standing with, seems like prehistoric now, but you stand with the players and talk to them before they were on the floor. And I think Mike Strange and I can't remember who else was with it. We were giving players trivia questions, rock and roll trivia questions, like we'd name a song, like who did Black Dog, which was Led Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin, yep.
And it was so funny. A couple of their eyes would light up because you could tell they had been talking about that band or that song in the history of rock and roll. You would get it.
I loved it. I love that class. That class was dope.
So I forget the name of the instructor back then, but he was phenomenal. But he would just kind of weave all of the decades and genres of music together.
Yep.
And it was basically like this led to this, which led to this, which led to this, which came back to this and sampled this and all that. I mean, it was fascinating.
Dope.
Yeah, and then all the questions about the history. I remember one of my buddies whose daughter was in the class called me one night, and he said, "Hey, where was Leonard Skinner's last concert before they got on that ill-fated flight? I think they were flying to Baton Rouge. It was Greenville, South Carolina. I think I'm right. I hope I'm right anyway. But those type of history type questions, and just as you said, Brent, what genre of music led to another and then another, and how it just sort of all at one point blended in. But no, I've heard from a bunch of people who took that class. I wish I could remember his name. The professor's name, but I've heard that from tons of people that he was outstanding.
Yeah, I can see him. Big, tall guy with long hair. I know that. And also, that was not an easy A, that class. This is a history class. It really is. But it's about a topic that we all love.
Yeah.
You had to do your homework. And again, I can remember asking those kids questions. I think Chisholm was one of them. Duke Cruz, I think, was in it.
Duke definitely.
And I'm asking these questions, and I'm like, all right, who did Black Dog? And someone would look at you like they had no idea, but you could always tell the ones that were studying that particular group because their eyes would light up and they'd say, they'd give you the answer.
Chris, is Tennessee baseball too far gone to win it all this year?
They're going to have to play a lot cleaner baseball. I mean, I know that sounds, I don't want to be Captain Obvious here, but they're not good enough. They don't have the pop and the power or the depth in the bullpen to make the kinds of mistakes on the base paths, in the field, fielding ground balls, and really situational hitting. Everybody says, well, look at Vanderbilt did this. And I went to two of the games. What Vanderbilt did is they played solid, smart, fundamental baseball. And guess what? That still wins.
Yep. One error in 3 games, Chris, for Vandy.
That still wins. And when you can pitch the way they did, they didn't walk people. They got hits. You look at the game yesterday. They hit a triple and a home run on back-to-back at-bats on 0-2 counts.
Yep.
And both times the ball's out over the plate. Tennessee's pitchers make mistakes. But most importantly, and this is where you give Vanderbilt props, they took advantage of those mistakes. And that's where Tennessee's going to have to get a lot better. I don't count them out. I think they're still good enough. I think Tony Vitello has proven that when the stages are the biggest, he can get his guys to rise the level and play. I don't think they're going to have the advantage of playing at home. But you know what? They haven't been as good at home this year.
Right.
Good point.
Very true.
Good point. Chris Lowe.
Professor Wendell was his name.
ESPN.com.
Can't think of his last name.
Professor Wendell.
Yeah, Savage just hit me.
There you go.
Yep.
There you
Professor
go.
Wendell. Mm-hmm. Said not a better class.
You guys need to get him on. You need to get him on. Ask him who is the best athlete.
Oh.
Who was his best student as an athlete to ever come through that course.
Oh.
Well, if he's on our show in our living room, you better say Slay.
He'd probably be smart to say.
Good stuff, Chris. We'll see you on Tuesday, buddy.
I look forward to it. See you guys.
All right, there he is, Chris Lowe, going to ACDC on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
How about that? All right, hear more from Cam Ward when we come back. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
Oh, man, they said Professor Wendell died, man, so we can't get him on. But, man, great class, though. Also, understand this, big trucks, they're always coming through, and with all the moving and the grooving and the people coming to town here, big trucks are not looking. So a lot of times, get maybe a little fender bender. Maybe they collide a little harder and knock your car out of commission. Anyway, you look at it, it's not a fair fight. That's why you got to understand what you're fighting for. That's when you get Bar Dorm Injury Law involved. Blair Dorm and his team, it's not you versus the insurance companies. It's you better believe trucking companies have teams, lawyers working to pay you as little as possible. So you got a team on your own. But that's Blair Dorm and his team. They know how to take on the trucking companies and fight for the compensation you deserve. They've been standing up for people in our community for decades, making sure big corporations don't get away with cutting corners. So here's the number, 615-242-9000, 615-242-9000. Bar Dorm Injury Law, protecting the injured, fighting for what's right because you deserve to be paid.
It's that time of year to get that lawn going. Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply can help. DickensSupply.com. My man Trey Hartsook is here.
Hey, Brent. Yeah, such an exciting time here at Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply. I'll tell you, with this weather starting to turn, we're getting a lot of different calls about service. People calling in saying, hey, Trey, my machine is broken. Can you guys help me? And at Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply, we absolutely can. We have the best service technicians in the business, as well as ways and means to come get your machine, fix it, and get it back to you. If that's you this spring, stop in at Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply. Give us a call. We can come out, pick your mower up, get it fixed, and get it back to you as soon as possible. We're conveniently located all over Middle Tennessee. Got locations in Nashville, Hendersonville, Murfreesboro, Bellevue, Brentwood, Lamar, Mount Juliet, and Franklin. If you can't get a hold of us, check us out online, DickensSupply.com.
Welcome back in right here to 3HL on 104.5 The Zone. What's happening, good people? Appreciate you hanging with us on this Monday. As we get ready to wrap up the 4 o'clock hour, there's a lot took place over the weekend, as you heard. And Zeph hitting us with the smooth tunes right there. Another one bites the dust. That's what happened to Tennessee this weekend. Van, I'm giving you your props. Big time salute, man. You able to talk your talk on the field that you won on, so it does not matter. Now, as you heard Chris Lowe said, man, they got to get it together. They got to get going in the right direction in order to make that run to Omaha. It would only be right, Yor.
I mean, it all starts with pitching. I mean, that's baseball, right? But they've got to cut out the errors, man. Like Chris said, play clean baseball. 6 errors in 3 games compared to 1. That makes it.
Ain't gonna get it.
If you have to get more than 3 outs, that's what that means.
You're in bad shape.
That LSU game where they have back-to-back errors, then you suddenly have to get 5 outs to get out of an inning.
See?
You know what I mean?
Yep. Oh, so correction. One of my reps did a little research on Professor Wendell. Professor Wendell Werner is his name, and he has his own website.
I thought you said he passed.
Yeah, one of my reps just did a little bit more research in depth, and he hasn't passed.
Well, good.
He's still.
I'm sure he's glad to hear that.
His exact words was, he's still alive and kicking.
Professor Wendell what?
Werner.
Werner?
Yep, like Warner, except with an A. I mean with an E, Werner. Mm-hmm. I don't know why Zeph.
So it's probably not this guy.
Why not?
A German-born French mathematician?
Yeah, you on the wrong person, brother.
Oh, that's Wendell and Warner.
Yeah, see, I'd get off of him. I'd get on Wendell Werner. Who is that? Who we got on the line, Zeph?
My bad, I hit the wrong button.
Is somebody
you just put people on the air. I was like, I knew it doesn't sound like.
I don't know who it is, but I'm about to find out. Didn't mean to put them on, meant to pick them up, not put them on air.
Oh, here's a website where you can go.
What you putting down?
You can go rate my professors.
Yeah, my rep said all that.
He's a 4.6. But he's got 29 out of 32 5-star ratings.
Yeah, but everybody don't vote.
Well, and like if you didn't do the work and you got an F, you're like, screw that guy.
Well, yeah, but you
know what I mean?
You just didn't know what you was doing if you got an F.
I used Rate My Professor to pick my classes in college.
Really?
You did?
All the time, every semester.
I didn't see. Dr. McKinney was one of the coldest. I wonder is he still alive? It was geology up on the hill.
Man, I hated that class.
I loved it with Dr. McKinney.
You did?
Yes. I wish I could tell all my classes could have been with Dr. McKinney and who was my African American studies teacher, man. Golly.
My buddy E. Ritz majored in that. Ethan Ritz. Works with Live Golf now, as a matter of fact. I just didn't like rocks, Slay. That was my problem.
You didn't like rock?
Yeah, it had rocks.
Oh, rocks.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with the teacher. Like, okay, that's a rock, and that's a rock, and that looks like a rock, too.
No, he had a cool way of
Here we
teaching.
go.
You needed Mr. Dr.
I must not
McKinney.
have had him.
Yeah, no way.
All I remember was sitting on the hill in that room, and Neyland Stadium was just behind you, and like they'd be in there practicing. The band would be in there practicing, so they would play Rocky Top.
Yeah, late class, huh?
Yeah.
I get them out of there early.
And then they had like JUCO football back then, too. So they would play. The JV team for Tennessee would play like
a good team.
I mean, obviously, I knew what they were doing, but they brought in Northeast Oklahoma to play the JV team. Well, there was a wide receiver on the Northeast Oklahoma team named Billy Williams, who ended up playing for Tennessee and catching a touchdown in Gainesville from Casey Clausen, I think. No, James Banks, maybe, when Tennessee beat them. What you got?
So, going into Sunday's game.
Random, right?
Yes, it was good, though.
Going into Sunday's game, going back to what you were talking about the Tennessee being horrible defensively lately.
Yeah.
Going into Sunday's game.
They can't win on Sunday.
Their fielding percentage, 119th. That's their ranking. That was their ranking going into Sunday's game. And they made some errors on Sunday, so it probably dropped a couple points. Maybe dropped a couple rankings. Going into Sunday, stolen bases allowed, 99, which ranks them 280th. It's the most in the SEC since 2015.
Yeah, clean it up, Zeph.
You're not going to win games giving up 100 stolen bases and being ranked in 120th in fielding percentage.
You can see the frustration level in Tony V, too. Like, just watching him in the dugout.
And his frustration.
And when he got tossed the other day, where he went to all of the umpires.
His frustration comes because I know he knows how good this team is and how much talent they have.
I know that, too. We've talked about it with him.
And it's just watching them. And every tweak he's made, just nothing seems to be working defensively at all.
You know what I'd say if I go back into the coach's room? Dude, we suck.
Here we go.
Like, we so talented.
I probably would, too.
I was on part of one of them teams. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Like, you're on one of them teams. Like, this is the same thing they're going through.
Well, let me ask y'all a question. Why do they call it a manager in pro baseball and a head coach in college baseball?
I really don't know.
Same sport.
They got same position coaches and everything?
Mm-hmm. Pitching coaches? Yep.
I mean, you don't have
it's not as elaborate.
Yeah, you don't have as many staffers on a college baseball team as you do at a professional baseball team.
So maybe he's not managing. Maybe he's more coaching.
I guess
pros get to a level. I guess pros get to a level, and you got to manage the situation. I don't know. I'm just trying to help you.
Well, so why is it not an NBA manager?
It's different sports. But they do have offensive and defensive coordinators in basketball.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll come around.
What do you think tonight, Boston and Minnesota?
I'm going.
I just hit you with that.
Boston for sure.
Boston at New York, favored by 6.5, 6:30 ESPN.
Yeah, Minnesota is game 4 in Golden State.
I got your answer to that question, by the way.
Minnesota looking to go up 3-1 in the series. Yeah, it's 2-1.
What's the spread?
Minnesota by 5.5 on the road. Both road teams are favored.
Did you see at the end of the game the moment that went viral with Draymond Green mouthing, "We okay, the spread is 5.5," and then Kuminga hit a 3 to make them to put the game at 5?
No, I didn't see that. Which end of that were you on?
I just bet
nothing with a game line.
No, so I bet an in game going into the fourth quarter, and it was Minnesota to win by 3.
Oh, okay.
So I took them giving up 3.
I got you.
Yeah,
what you got?
And then a winner.
So
I thought it was 6.
A couple of different reasons.
I was right.
Historically, the term manager in baseball evolved from a role where a player also acted as a leader on the field, making tactical decisions like a manager. So maybe that's where it came from. College coaches typically don't play and coach at the same time, whereas in professional they did. Also, the focus on college is actual coaching. Like Tony Vitello goes out there and coaches his guys, whereas in professional, the manager just sets the lineup and makes the moves in game. They don't really coach the players up.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Yeah. I think y'all are both right on that deal. They are managing the situation.
That's what Google told me, at least.
Yeah.
Well, Slay did too.
Yeah.
So Slay and Google, same thing.
You just said, Slay, you were right. I checked on Google, so
Slay,
I know you were right.
Google said that you were right.
Where are your meta glasses when you need them?
Yeah, it says right here. Slay was right. I looked it up. I said, why are college baseball coaches not called managers? Just ask Slay.
Let's get Vandy Chris in here real quick. Vandy Chris, what's up, man?
Hey, man, Vandy Chris, before you even go, come on with it. You just deserve it.
Hey, I'm just going to say, Big Ron, I have to give it to you. You gave us our flowers. I appreciate it, man.
No doubt.
But let's have an honest discussion here.
Okay.
This all talk about when Tennessee was 19-20-0 about this team being better than last year's team.
Yeah.
The strength of schedule was ranked 243rd in the country.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't playing anybody with a pulse.
Right.
You can't go into this is the same problem Vanderbilt's had the last couple of years. All of their players are these wiry dudes that play the infield. They're highly athletic, but they don't have a position. And that's the trouble Vanderbilt got into the last 3 or 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
You look at what they've got now. They've got an actual first baseman. They've got an actual second baseman. They've got guys that specialize in their spot.
I think part of the problem that Tennessee has with that is that they do have a natural shortstop who is an incredible defender who will give you nothing at the plate. So then they had to try to figure it out. And so then they start moving people around on defense and have become what you just described, yes.
And and that's true that he didn't bring anything at the plate. But when you're that good defensively, and you've got a guy like Andrew Fisher in the lineup, or a Gavin Killen that can hit with some pop, you can hide that guy in your lineup. You can't afford to take that guy out defensively when what you're putting in there can't handle the ball and they throw it all over the field.
Listen, they may go back to that. I don't know. But I think he just got to the point where he was like, crap, we're not winning. I got to try anything to kind of juice it up, so to speak, which is a bad word to use in baseball. But
and another spot is catcher. My God, Cannon Peoples threw the ball all over the field this week. Why didn't he bring in Stone Wallace?
It's ridiculous. He had an error throwing it to third one day that cost him a game.
It was bad.
It's bad. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Hold on.
I wanted to throw some numbers out there, right? Tennessee has acted the last 3 years that they're this god in baseball that owns this place. Vanderbilt has won 7 out of the last 10 series against Tennessee. They remain the last team to win the national championship and go back to the finals the following year. They're the last team to do it. They did it the last 2 times. And
all I know is
3 out of the last 5.
Vanderbilt's record against Tennessee is now 4-11 in the last 15 games, even with the 2 out of 3. So, you could thank you, Vandy. Chris, appreciate you, and congrats on the series win. You brought some good stuff there, but numbers you can throw any which way.
Yeah, I thought to his point about them playing the schedule kind of funny. That was the same thing I was saying about Duke early on.
Duke.
In basketball. So I get what you're saying on that. You got to be testing experience, man.
All right, we're going to do a Titans Hour when we come back. Austin Stanley from A to Z Sports was at rookie minicamp, and he has some observations. And if you want to go ahead and get on hold and have some questions for Austin, you can do it. 615-737-1045. Got to Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, or Ram. That's where you need to go to get that next new vehicle, whether you're looking for a car, truck, SUV, or Jeep, new or pre-owned. These are your guys, and they are ready to help you out. Just let them know what you're looking for. Daniel Gupton and his crew ready to help you if you need a third row. Maybe you need more space. Maybe you need something with better gas mileage. Maybe you need something cheaper and adjust that payment. They'll be able to help you find the vehicle that is right for you and your family, and they'll get it done. 3450 Tom Austin Highway in beautiful Springfield, Tennessee. Just 30 minutes from downtown Nashville. Go take your test drive. Go inside. They will help make the numbers work, and it will be that easy. Tremendous selection of pre-owned inventory. If you want to go that route, make sure you check online. GuptonMotors.com is the website. GuptonMotors.com. All the dealership information is there. Address, phone number, inventory, all the deals they have going on in the month of May right there online, GuptonMotors.com. Again, 3450 Tom Austin Highway in Springfield, Tennessee, about 30 minutes from downtown Nashville. Best vehicle buying experience you will have ever had. That's Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
What's happening out? PAI Medical, WeGrowHair.com. You need to head over there if you want to look and feel good about yourself. This is your opportunity. We're right now in spring. You need to jump on it before the beach season opens up and you start going down through there. So you have a full head of hair. You dose down in the water and bounce up, and then the hair just flowing, the water swinging. Yeah, there goes for you. But listen, I went there. Helps grow your hair back, man. It's the biggest confidence boost ever. You can do the exact same. Call them right now. 615-376-6010. 615-376-6010. No one else in Tennessee has the Artist Robotic FUE procedure, and We Grow Hair's high-density hair transplants that give you 2 times more hair in one procedure. Fast 45-minute laser and PRP treatments for men and women. Backed by who? The only company that you should trust with thinning hair. That's WeGrowHair.com. Call them right now. Set up a free consultation at 615-376-6010. PAI Medical, WeGrowHair.com.
Good evening. It's 5:03. I'm Joseph Milano live from the 104.5 The Zone studios. The Titans have made the following transactions following last weekend's rookie minicamp. They signed wide receiver TJ Sheffield, who is an Independence High School and UConn alum, and as well as signed tight end Drake Dabney. They also released cornerback Virgil Lemons and safety Jaron Thompson. In NFL news today, the league announced that the NFL season opener will be the reigning Super Bowl champs and the Eagles hosting the Cowboys on Thursday, September 4th. The full 2025 schedule will be released on Wednesday. For our foundation repair and water improvement needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Balls. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HVAC 104.5 The Zone. What up, Nashville? Britt Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. The clouds are rumbling through now.
Dang.
Chances of rain increasing. I know, like, southeast Middle Tennessee, they were dealing with some thunderstorms. Dawn Davenport is on assignment. It's a hell of an assignment.
Great assignment.
She'll be back tomorrow. She'll tell you all about it.
You know what you saying the little clouds are rolling through? All that means for me?
Garth Brooks.
Absolutely that.
And the thunder rolls?
Yeah, and the lightning strikes. But that also means it's an opportunity for me to roll right on to the front porch with my cigar. Watch the game.
Listen to the rain.
Man, that's a beautiful. I'm telling you, it's a great time, y'all. Hey, man, you got to find the cool things about getting older. That's one of them.
Sitting on the porch?
Dude, don't want nobody bother you. Nobody bothers the person on the porch. It's when the person comes off the porch is when they'll bother the people, and then people tell on them, then you got a problem. But nobody bothers them when you just leave them alone. He don't holler at nobody, anything. Now, what he up there doing, that's his business. But just walk on by. Point at him. Hey, what's up, dude on the porch?
Slay Dog is here.
I'm in the building. That's right. Got me a nice Ratzilla for the night, baby. Woo. It's a bad boy, man. It's a good smooth.
What's the best movie you've seen lately?
No, forget that. Dog, don't you know? So I'm catching up. Catching up on my series.
What series you got?
So first of all, Godfather of Harlem is back.
Yes.
Second thing is,
I'm gonna get on that. You've told me to get on that. Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah, I just caught up on Lioness. Oh my gosh. First
Lioness.
Of all, Taylor Sheridan doesn't miss.
Oh.
This is one of his.
Oh, okay.
Dog, have you seen it, Stanley?
No.
Austin Stanley, A to Z Sports is in here.
So the same person that made Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Made Lioness and Landman.
Landman and 1923 or whatever.
And, Mobland.
I did start Mobland.
What'd you think? Start out slow
because I was trying to figure out the relation to everybody. But once you do, it's fine. It's good.
That's cold-blooded, too.
Yeah, some hardcore.
So I'm in my series right now. Lioness is already, I got to catch all the way up. I binged 4 of them last night. It's about 3:30 in the morning.
Executive producer of 3HL is Zeph.
What's up? I finally finished Game of Thrones.
See.
I hated it.
See, I'm
I
talking
hated
about
the
in
ending.
2025.
I am for everything that has been.
No, Hoss, what you doing? Oh, okay, all right, hold on.
He's like, I don't watch college baseball.
A to Z is booming, first and foremost. Let's go get that out the way.
That's true. Yeah.
That's booming. But outside of that, also, you got to have something else you're doing besides getting jacked.
I'm not getting jacked either.
Okay.
No, I've got he'll be 10 weeks old Wednesday.
Yeah, that'll
baby
do it.
boy. That's what I've been doing.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, but you sit there and watch TV while you hold the baby.
Yeah, but
look, we've watched. Have you seen? We've been on a stretch of Netflix shows. Have you seen?
Okay.
Have you seen You?
I think I've gotten to the.
That's some messed up stuff.
I think I've reached the end of Netflix.
No, you haven't.
I really think I have.
Yeah, they reload too much.
If you want to question how somebody can write a script and you're like, that person's messed up, then the show You is going to put
YOU.
Yes.
Okay.
There's 5 seasons. The 5th season was the last. It just ended, and I just finished it a couple days ago. If you like Clue, The Residency is a little 8-episode Netflix series.
His thing.
It's murder, mystery in the White House.
That's his thing right there.
It's good.
Okay. Clue
is one of my favorite movies.
So you'll love The Residency's great.
I tell all the younger people that are listening, like, I know Clue is an old movie, but watch it. There's no way you don't like that film.
Oh, it's
Zero
great.
chance.
Our iRobot vacuum is named Wadsworth from Clue. So
DHB says Austin busy running the A to Z Death Star.
Man,
that's also true.
man.
Yeah.
Nick says, Austin, please help us convince Slay that Burks is not good.
No, you don't. See, let me tell y'all something. My thing is, y'all don't have to convince me. I have eyes. I can look. It's no productivity. But what I'm not going to do is, all of a sudden, we've been riding and listening to our music, and I know we're supposed to be in there at 12, and it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and all of a sudden the blue lights get behind us. I'm not jumping out. I'm not telling them to pull over. Listen, dog, we're going down together. If you pull over, then we both go down.
Yeah.
If you want to run, we running. And right now, we running.
There's another old movie, Thelma and Louise, where they just drive off together.
This is me and Traylon Burks, dog. This is me and Traylon Burks. So y'all can stop. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going, soon as we crank up, I'm going to be there with the jersey on until the Titans send us on our merry way. And then, you know what? I'm going to hang it up here because it's going to be retired.
You want to start off this hour with a hot take?
Yes.
I don't think Traylon Burks plays another game in a Titans uniform.
I mean, I think it's headed that way. I mean, we went through 12, and then he added one.
Yeah.
The other day in terms of like competing wide receivers in camp.
So we got to go then.
He's going to start on PUP.
I can see
ACL's
that.
not ready.
Yep.
Do you see injury settlement?
That was the worst
potentially? That would be a good way to cut ties.
I think if his ACL wasn't torn, then he would have been cut already. I think that the reason why they keep him around is let him rehab, do right by the guy, let him have the resources of the building. And I don't have any information on this. It's just putting it together. But I don't think he plays a game this year. I think he's kind of the Colton Dow path of last year, where he's just on PUP. Maybe you bring him back week 7 or whatever it is.
Last year.
Yeah. I think it's over. Because the ACL tear was in practice like mid-October. And then they waited like 3 weeks because it was like a partial thing. They thought they waited, so it's like November surgery. So it's not ready.
Yeah.
So we start with that. That's hilarious.
That's cool. Guess what? So listen, everybody, this is what I want y'all to know. What will be this year in camp, if we're around and not in there rehabbing, will be a distraction. So we're going to make sure y'all get rid of us. Y'all going to get rid of us. And I'm talking about me too. We both leaving.
Yeah, I love how you talk in terms of we.
Yeah, me and him, yeah. Yeah. So y'all ain't going to see me no more either. I'm out of here.
What did Slay just say? Top Tier said Austin ghosted the end of A to Z show today.
Yeah, my Chrome browser crashed, and then I was gone.
Like Burks.
Yep, gone.
You were on PUP.
Yep.
So some of the stuff you tweeted about, you wrote Cam Ward can sling it and is all business. What was your takeaway from him?
Super serious guy. I think it's so ironic that he ran through Nissan Stadium tunnel for a Savannah Bananas, show Saturday night after how serious that guy approaches football. But he can sling it. He's fun to watch throw. I mean, it's very natural, very casual. It's not overproduced by any means. It's got zip. It flies out of his hand. And so, they didn't do anything on offense versus defense or anything like that. So it was pretty chill. Not too much to really take from it other than he can throw the ball.
Yeah, he said that he was working on footwork, not necessarily arm angles at this point.
Yeah, you can tell. It was about all sidearm.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Which Callahan said he's not worried about it. At this point in your career, you've kind of got your upper body ready. Or your upper body's going to be that. But it's a quick release. It's not like slow wind up.
Yeah.
It's quick. It's sidearm, but he whips it out there.
Sometimes veterans take part in these rookie mini camps on some level. You see anybody out there that way?
They didn't do any.
Yeah.
No. They said a couple of guys were eligible. I'm not sure exactly who that would have been. Maybe like a UDFA.
Because Malik did it, right?
Malik did it. Mason Kinsey's done it a couple times.
Yeah.
Kind of set the tone. They've had some guys like that, but nobody out there. They had 37 straight up rookies Saturday.
So what about the 2 rookie wide receivers? What did you think about DK and Io Manor?
They don't flash in shorts and T-shirts. So
it's hard to evaluate.
Yeah, and, you can evaluate Restrepo, which I'm sure we'll talk about.
Yeah.
He looks better in shorts and T-shirts than those guys. He's quicker, quick feet, powerful feet, in and out of breaks. But the guys that are bigger, longer, they don't exactly do much for you, especially when there's no defense, because they're not able to out physical somebody or go up over a defender to get the ball or anything. But I think they're developmental guys.
Yeah.
They are big and fast, straight line speed, but they're not quick by any means. So we'll kind of see how they develop.
What was Gunnar Helm looking like? Did he pop out a little bit?
His press conference, same type thing. Like, no nonsense. Like, all these guys kind of like that.
All of them. They're so mature. Like, it's the most mature group I've ever been around from how they approach from a press conference standpoint, which doesn't mean you can play football. But I thought Gunnar Helm had one of the best answers I've heard somebody respond to. Why didn't you transfer out of your school in an age where everybody leaves? And I don't know if it was 90 seconds, 2 minutes. It was phenomenal. It was great.
Yeah.
So he's a very mature
dope.
guy, very team-oriented. He talked about being a locker room culture guy and trusting what the coaches had planned for him. So I thought Gunnar Helm was very impressive from that standpoint. Tight ends, they don't do too much either as far as like individual drills. But I think he's got some – I think his body can develop a little bit more. But he's got a big frame and soft hands. So – he's
big frame helps rookie quarterback. Yeah, I mean that's like your Linus blanket analogy there.
Yep.
More with Austin Stanley when we come back. We'll talk more Titans football. We'll find that cut from Gunnar Helm. RK Dub played it this morning. It is good.
Yes.
It's really good. So we'll do that when we come back. If you want in, talk Titans football, 615-737-1045.
All right, want to tell you about VIP Play. You've heard me talk about Zen Sports. Well, guess what? The new VIP Play upgrade, state-of-the-art VIP Play app opens up next week. Oh, yeah, we are just a few days away, and VIP Play will offer 200-plus leagues to wager in, all your favorite bet types, live always on VIP Play. It is going to be awesome. You want to jump in so that you are ready when it launches next week. Claim your VIP Play welcome bonus. When you make your first bet of $5 or more, you'll get $100 in bonus bets instantly. But go ahead, find the VIP Play app. Go ahead and download it. Use my promo code DAWNTN, DAWNTN, and you'll be ready when this thing launches. VIP Play app coming soon next week to Tennessee exclusively. Head to VIPPlayApp.com for more information. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. Must be 21 and older and located in Tennessee to bet.
Understand this, big trucks, they're always coming through, and with all the moving and the grooving and the people coming to town here, big trucks are not looking. So a lot of times, get maybe a little fender bender. Maybe they collide a little harder and knock your car out of commission. Anyway, you look at it, it's not a fair fight. That's why you got to understand what you're fighting for. That's when you get Bart Dorm injury law involved. Blair Dorm and his team, it's not you versus the insurance companies. It's you better believe trucking companies have teams, lawyers working to pay you as little as possible. So you got a team on your own. But that's Blair Dorm and his team. They know how to take on the trucking companies and fight for the compensation you deserve. They've been standing up for people in our community for decades, making sure big corporations don't get away with cutting corners. So here's the number, 615-242-9000, 615-242-9000. Bart Dorm Injury Law, protecting the injured, fighting for what's right because you deserve to be paid.
3HL 1045 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Ron Slay with you. Austin Stanley from A to Z Sports in here. How many markets you guys in now?
Well, I mean, we cover the whole NFL on the website, and currently 11 college football teams.
11 college football teams.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that number will grow decently this summer.
Will there come a time where, you get out of the personal end of the content portion of what you do and
I'm
then
close.
Run the company?
Yeah, I'm close to it now.
Are you?
All I do is our show for the most part in the mornings. And so I haven't written anything in like 4 years maybe.
Yeah.
So I'm getting closer.
There you go. Austin Stanley with us and talking about the Titans rookie camp. So the rookies and the veterans will intersperse.
Yeah, I
this
think they
week.
started today.
Today.
Yeah.
We were talking about you
Gunner.
wanted to say something.
No.
Gunner Helm?
Yep. We can hit him first. But I wanted to. So Jacksonville, the Jaguars put out with Travis Hunter, the dancing, supposedly changing the energy around the receivers. Is that have you seen that kind of vibe going on, or has that been all we learn and develop and
It
get
was
out the way?
full orientation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was I don't know who was the DJ, but
Mhm.
it was not great.
Yeah.
So it's like, wow.
Who got the aux cord?
That was a media
poor guy.
sideline conversation.
Mhm.
Like, what is happening here?
Man, he's on his way to go grab some dinner,
they
tune
went,
into the
they
zone
went-
and just get blasted.
Yeah, like normally it's like the rap, the energy, the
Yeah,
high.
yeah.
And then there was like a change up. Sometimes you have to change up. You
Right.
go like lake music.
Right,
like
right,
country
right.
lake music.
Yep.
And then it just stayed there. And you're like, hold on. Like, we need to.
Like somebody switch back.
Yeah. Like, who left?
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering that. I know they were pushing like he's really changing the culture and all that. I mean, like he's dancing. How's that changing? the
Oh,
culture?
Travis Hunter?
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
good for them.
I want to hear this Gunner Helm quote though.
Did you find it, Zeph Dog? All right. Do you want to set it up again?
Sure. Yeah. I think it was John Glennon asked, so much transferring is happening in college football these days. Why did he stay his entire college career at Texas? It was a great answer.
I kind of worked myself into a locker room guy, a culture guy. I like to pride myself on doing things the right way around the facility and off the field. So, I liked being around that group. I really trust and loved my coaches, trusted Coach Sark's vision for me, trusted Coach Banks' vision for me. Coach Mike Bamonte would tell me every day to trust the process. And, while it got hard at some points, it's not some guys don't develop overnight. And, that's just kind of that always kind of lingered in the back of my mind. I had developed throughout high school, too. I didn't even touch the varsity field until I was a junior. And that's when I made the switch to tight end. So, it's not going to happen right away for everybody. Doesn't really matter what level you're at. Could be, middle school, high school, college, or the National Football League. So, every coach that recruits you or signs you or drafts you, they all have a vision for you. And, our job is to just trust that and put in the work every day.
That's pretty good in today's time. Yeah.
Well,
Today's day and age.
There's so many valid reasons to transfer.
Yep.
And I think one interesting aspect of a couple of guys in this class that I think are something to monitor is how they transferred. Like Cam went from one level to a better level to another better level.
There you
right?
go.
And then you have like the horizontal transfer guys.
Which I can see.
What situation are you looking for? Are you trying to bail out? Or are you trying to push yourself? Harris, the corner, he went from Idaho to Cal. Like that's a challenge yourself in one more year type of thing. Right. So, and then if you're at Texas, then stay at Texas.
You're there.
Now, if there's a payday, okay. Like,
That's
I can. If you're a quarterback, I kind of give you a little bit of a little grace because that's different. But I think it is interesting to, especially a developmental position like tight end. That takes the time. There's a lot that goes into that position mentally and physically. And you don't see a lot of tight ends doing things as freshmen and sophomore in college, let alone rookies in the NFL, unless you're, the Brock Bowers of the world, which are different freaks because he was doing it as a freshman too.
Yeah. That's always been my question for guys. Like, what are you chasing? Like, that's even when it's 20 more thousand. Like, what are you actually chasing, dog? You know what I mean? And what are you hurting by going to go chase it? What are you leaving behind? So, yeah, I'm with that.
One thing I've actually thought more of, and I respect Quinn Ewers' decision to go to the NFL, was
cost him a lot of money though.
But he is a Texas legend, which makes him a lot of money for the rest of his life.
No question.
And that's what Nico is going to be kicking himself for a long time because you ruin that home base.
Yeah.
Going back to that fan base, that culture, that area, that region of being that guy.
Yep. And you wasn't ran out of there.
No.
Like Jared Garantano was a little different. It was kind of a lot of booze and the finger pointing. And
they needed to kind of.
They needed fresh
That
starts.
was a valid reason for leaving.
Right. But you've seen him
mutual.
Try to get back in.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Rightfully
people
so.
have been warm to him getting back in.
I can't see anybody being warm to Nico.
Right.
No, it's over.
Yes,
That thing is over.
We had JG on the show, and he was phenomenal talking about we and all this stuff with regard to Tennessee. So he still has that love, and people do for him. Cool story, TJ Sheffield, wide receiver from here.
Yeah.
Played at Independence High School, went to Purdue, then went to UConn, gets to the rookie tryout, and they signed him.
Yeah, and he looked the part. Like, they had 4 receivers out there, the 2 draft picks for Strepo and Sheffield, and he looked the part. So, we'll see what they look like. And that's just another guy in the room. They got a lot of decisions to make at wide receiver.
We went through this the other day, and I wanted to go through it with you. So, where do we – so, Calvin Ridley and Tyler Lockett are 1 and 2, right?
Yeah.
You think Bryce Oliver definitely makes it?
I do, because they really like him as a gunner, and he came along quite a bit at the tail end of last year. And they like him as a receiver.
So that's 3. Then you've got the draft picks, DK and Io Manor.
Yep.
Right? So that's 5. Traylon Burks, we've all kind of said. PUP probably. Restrepo, you think he ends up making it?
In contention.
Van Jefferson, who they signed in the offseason. That's a competitive situation.
In contention, for sure. Not a lock, but in contention.
Prochet is a special teamer, but he'll be listed as a wide receiver.
Yep.
Then you've got Mason Kinsey, who just makes it every year.
Well, he makes it on the practice squad every year, and then finds his way a couple times.
Right, so I guess that's the differential here, 53 or, in general. But Mason Kinsey always made Jaquan Jackson, rookie from last year.
Yeah.
Colton Dow coming off the injury.
I don't see it. Unless he's just the best gunner they have out there.
And TJ Sheffield. So I named 13 guys. That's gonna. I'm not saying like, oh, it's a great wide receiver room, but it is a competitive wide receiver room.
Sure, and it's how do you fill out the roster? Do they keep 7 because one of those guys is a return guy? DK can return, Restrepo can return, Sheffield can return, among others, Jaquan. But I think he's lost that. I think Jaquan Jackson is probably not going to make it. Colton Dowell, we just haven't seen him play in a while.
Were you out there the day against Seattle where Jaquan Jackson caught 2 balls in a row and took them both to the house?
Yeah.
And you're sitting there and running away from guys.
Yes.
I wonder what happened there, like just disconnect-wise. Just lack of confidence in his special teams ability?
He just got the dropsies. Yeah. He fumbled like 3 times.
What's going to happen?
On punt returns.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened.
What do you see different right now? And it's only so much you can see and so much you can talk about as far as installments, whatever they're doing. But a rhythmic pattern, is it like, what are we missing or what are we getting this year that we didn't see last year at this time?
I think it's too early to tell, yeah. Because last year, rookie minicamp, there was an arm out there that just throw the ball to other players, right?
Yep.
It wasn't a guy that mattered.
Gotcha.
With Cam, everything, it's all about him. We all know that. And it's just making sure that he's up to speed. Callahan talked about like the leadership stuff is going to come.
Yeah.
Just make sure that he knows where he needs to be, what he needs to be doing, so everything else can run smoothly. So I think it's trying to build the operation from the quarterback out.
So you want to stay on offense?
You got it.
I want to ask you about Oladipo because I've been hearing people rave about him, talk about his energy. Is it as infectious as what Cam brings as far as the calm? Because that's what I'm getting from him.
He is a ball of muscle and a ball of sunshine, man. Like, that guy is smiling and he is jacked. That dude is ripped.
Yeah.
Ramon said this morning that I know they're not in pads, but it looks like he is.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure. Like, I'm not trying to bring up the whole 100 guys versus a gorilla thing, but he's one of them.
Yeah. He wanted 100.
Yeah.
We take it out there. Yeah. That's all right. Because I've been hearing it. Like, and you can see him at the podium. Like, he's lit up.
Yeah,
all the time.
He is. And I don't understand. And Easton Freeze at A to Z he tweeted something like, how did this guy not play edge earlier?
Right.
Who's sitting there watching him?
He has 10 games of experience.
Right. Look, who didn't think to do this early? Like, edge is huge.
Yeah.
Like, it's such an important position. Like, what are you doing? Like, did Cal have? He was at Cal before UCLA. Like, did Cal have too many good edge players? I don't think so.
So you were talking about the one guy against 100 guys against the gorilla thing, and then Chig got asked about it, and so we talked about it that day, and Slay was like, well, you need some women involved because they distract. Have you seen King Kong and all this stuff? So this guy calls in named Justin and flat out breaks it down. Listen to this. Justin in Smyrna next up on 3HL. Justin, what's up?
Ooh.
What up?
What up, Justin?
First time caller, man. Hey, y'all wildin'. What is it, 10 women? That's hilarious. I like it.
Dog, have you ever seen King Kong do something to the woman?
No, I got something better for you.
Okay, talk to me.
What made me think about it was right before y'all went to break, y'all was like, well, heck, why come gorillas ain't ruling the world? All right, well, take this. It's not 100 million. I'm going to tell you that now. First, look, you heard it here first on 3HL 104.5.
Okay.
You don't need 100 million. You ever been to a zoo?
Yeah. What we need?
You seen a gorilla at the zoo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who put them there? And I promise
Come
there
on.
wasn't 100 of them.
So, come on. See?
Give me 2 zookeepers.
His only call to 3HL ever. All you need is 2 zookeepers.
That's all you need, man.
Yeah, but those zookeepers used tools, right?
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Cam Ward's got some tools. You were talking about Restrepo, and one of the things you tweeted was that probably what did you say, the most...
He will be the most hyped undrafted free agent in this franchise's history.
Everybody's going to be paying attention to him, including his quarterback, Cam Ward, talking about Restrepo.
I don't think he'll help me get settled in. I've known him for a whole year now. It's me more, open up to my new teammates, them getting a chance to know me. And so, I know him X. I already have a connection with him. I got to connect, pieces with my other guys.
Great answer.
I think the funniest thing about Cam is that's a question of, and most players are like, yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Like, yeah I agree. Yeah. He's just like, no.
No,
no, he won't help me.
No.
It doesn't matter at all. No, it's completely different.
That's a great answer.
Try to get to know my new teammate.
I already know him.
Here's more from Cam Ward. How has the process been in terms of the coaches making things schematically similar to Miami?
It's been the same. Same route concepts, a little bit different footwork, but that's all comes with time and preparation. I got 2, good coaches who continue to motivate me every day, and Coach Callahan and Coach Bo. And so, I think I got a good group of guys around me to help me as well. When I get a chance to meet the other quarterbacks in person, they'll continue to motivate me. I'll motivate them. And so I'm just ready, to put the pass on, get some time with the other vets when they get out here Monday.
I thought it was so interesting, and we keep cycling back to it. The conversation that Easton had, 90 minutes with Brian Callahan was phenomenal. At that point, he really let you into kind of the issues they were having, because he said, look, what I want to do schematically on offense is different than Will's skill set. Mm-hmm. And so, you end up having it. He's great at 9 routes and comeback routes, and so there's kind of a disconnect there. Now you go through this process where you come in and you're dealt this quarterback, as opposed to now where you can go find, okay, is Cam Ward the guy? And you can spend months and months and months analyzing that, meeting with him and all those things, and choose him, and that's what they've done. How different do you think schematically we might see some things with Cam as opposed to Will? Too hard to answer right now?
Yeah, it's hard to tell right now. I do think the interesting part about the conversation with Easton, that was late January. That was a month before they even met Cam Ward in person. So you can go back and listen to those answers and what Callahan was saying about nervous system and all these different things, and being able to complete passes when everybody in the building knows you're throwing the football on 3rd and 8 in the 4th quarter. Can you pull it off? Can you stay calm? Can you execute and do it? And a lot of those things apply to Cam Ward and don't apply to Levis, so where the holes in his game were. And it wasn't even like they had Cam in mind. It was like at that point in the draft process, I was like, well, Shedeur fits more of what Callahan would want to do. But one thing that makes me more confident in their evaluation of Cam is that you've got Callahan, Borgonzi, and Brinker, who have spent the majority of their careers around Joe Burrow, Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
So the eye test, they get it. Like they know what the eye test looks like. That's a franchise quarterback.
Right.
And I feel like if they didn't feel comfortable with the eye test, they would have traded out.
Well, let me ask you this. From your perspective, what's changed from before Cam was drafted to now seeing him up close and personal, being able to talk to him, being able to hear his answers, see how steady he is, and being able to watch him?
From Cam?
Yeah, for you personally.
I think it's everything is it's not too big for him. Like he doesn't care about anything besides football.
That's a good way to put it. It's not too big for him.
No, it doesn't. Even answering questions where it's a lot of softball things. First time, normally it's like, hey, you try the new hot chicken place? And Like, well, you get around it doesn't matter. It doesn't care. It's just football stuff, and he'll be real with you and say, no, I don't think that or whatever. So it's just he's just so chill.
I love that.
Eric Morris, we had him on a couple weeks ago, and he said, because Don asked about the comparison with Patrick Mahomes, because Morris was the OC at Texas Tech when Mahomes was there, and he said his study habits, he being Cam, his study habits are equally as good. He'll be willing to put in the work. He'll immerse himself in his teammates, his coaches, in the playbook. And when you hear him talk, that's exactly what you feel like you have with that guy, right?
Yeah. He said something about just going around and knowing everybody's name and putting a face to names. And I suck at that. And I'm just like, and so many people do. And how does he, I want to know, how does he do that? Because I think that applies to watching film, to learning the scheme, to understanding tendencies. If you can remember people's names, the first interaction.
That's huge.
And it matters because that matters to him. Then other things that matter to him, he's going to pour into the same way.
Let's hear more from Cam Ward. What does he want his teammates to know about him when the team is together this week?
Just about business. I really want to be a pro. I want to be one of the great ones, and just want to be a good teammate at the end of the day. I want to win a lot of football games in my career, and I'm excited to be around good vets like Ridley, good guys up front like Lloyd and JC and those guys. So I'm excited, and I'm ready to get to work with them come next week.
Cam Ward talking about having to earn the job. There's a lot of discussion about this, on having to earn the job with the Titans instead of having it handed to him.
I always embrace competition. I didn't know that was a buzzword. That's what people are saying. Everybody's really muted on my phone, so I always compete in everything I do with myself, other quarterbacks, receivers, anything we're doing, we compete. So it really don't bother me. At the end of the day, it's a job. So, that's how you got to approach it. You got to get your work in early in the morning, late at night. So it's every day for me. I do the same stuff every day, and I just try to get better.
Football player.
Football player. All right, more with Austin Stanley when we come back. 3HL talking Titans football this hour, 104.5 The Zone.
All right, exceptional style, exceptional deals every day for over 50 years. You need to get to Brentwood Jewelry. That is BrentwoodJewelry.com. Located in the heart of Brentwood, just off Franklin Road, 7012 Church Street East. That's 7012 Church Street East. Now, you must understand whether it comes to engagements, watches being repaired, or going to get a watch. They have it all right there for you under one roof. When it comes to the engagement, first you need to ask the partner how involved they want to be in choosing the ring, how you communicate and plan together, the wedding, all of that. Or just get out of the way on that one. Next, discuss the expectations. You got expectations they have. Also, you need to understand the style, the cut, the ring, whatever it is that's coming with it. Should it be a surprise? How you going to go about the proposal? It can be helped with all of that. And third, if they want to be involved, stop by Brentwood Jewelry to browse for rings together and get valuable feedback. If they want to be surprised, start a conversation to get some essential details. Brandon and the family over there make sure everything lines up just right for you. Now, you got to get over there and get you some style and some deals. It's been happening for 50 years. Plus, BrentwoodJewelry.com.
You need new windows, you need new doors. Sometimes it's time to upgrade those things in your home, even if it's not the sexiest of upgrades. But when you do have to do it, you need to call Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. And you might be surprised to learn how affordable replacement windows are from Pella, affordable and the best quality out there. I love a good deal. You love a good deal. We all love a good deal. Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville wants to give you a good deal right now as they celebrate 100 years in business. All you have to do is tell them that you would like the Dawn deal for May. That is 50% off qualifying installations and 0% APR for 36 full months. Ask them for details. Let them help you out. And I promise you, they are the best out there at what they do. Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. Schedule your free consultation. Check out the Dawn deal. You can do it all online easily at PellaNashville.com.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Boston at New York. Boston by 6.5, 6:30 p.m. on ESPN. Knicks lead the best of 7 series, 2-1. All 3 games have been won by the road team, which is Boston. Destroyed the Knicks in game 3, 115-93 in New York. They were 20 of 40 from 3 after going 25 of 100 in games 1 and 2 combined. Minnesota looking for a 3-1 series lead with a win tonight at Golden State. The T-Wolves are favored by 5.5 on the road tonight, 9 o'clock on ESPN. In the Stanley Cup playoff, Carolina hosting Washington. Carolina leads the series 2-1. Big home favorite tonight at 6 o'clock on TNT and True TV. In Vegas, playing Edmonton tonight at 8:30. Oilers looking to go up 3-1 as a slight home favorite. You got something going over there?
I got something going, y'all.
All right, we'll check back in with you. Also, Stanley with us on 3HL talking about Titans football. How can people consume your morning product?
Yeah, live on YouTube and Facebook around 8 each morning, Monday through Friday. So just find us A to Z Sports Nashville for those. Tomorrow, Easton and I will be talking through, I think, a little 53-man roster depth chart projection early, and then how can Restrepo actually make the team. So we kind of talked through some of that, but like kind of the details on that.
Because there will be, I mean, we just went through them, numbers issues at wide receiver.
Yeah,
so.
but, I mean, who's the backup slot?
Yeah. That is definitely true. Wasn't on the roster prior to the draft. I was trying to, Gbo59 on YouTube. You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Thank you, Zeph. The F&M Bank chat is open. He writes, Cam is an alien. He's just down here observing us.
Hey, but we show now to put some expectations on a person.
Especially when Austin sat here and said it's like orientation, like when you went to college. Like this is where the geometry class is.
That was Brian Callahan's word, orientation.
Yeah.
It is not a competition camp.
This is where you go eat. Okay. This is where.
We've been down and out so long, dog. Yeah. We don't know how to act. Got a glimmer of hope.
Slay, if a coach told you that this was orientation, this is not for competition, how do you take that? Is that a test?
No, I'm going to look at it like, what position you talking about? Because mine is competition.
Right?
If it's somebody, if it's another man right here, when you walk into camp, regardless of, this is a speech. Hey, man, we all working together to get better together.
And learn how to practice at the NFL level, so when the vets come in, they know like what to do.
But still, like, you're going to go out there and compete.
Dude, in 5-on-0 drills, we run it, man. The person in front of you busting his butt, man, that's competition. I got to do it way better than him. No ifs, ands, or buts. No, it's always competition. Money's on the line. It's a contract.
Yeah.
This competition.
So was there anyone else out there throwing footballs?
Yes, Donovan Smith from Houston.
Donovan Smith from Houston. So Cam's the kind of competitor. He looks at that guy. I don't even care who it is or whatever, but like that guy's throwing footballs, we'll do it better than him.
That guy's just kind of what your Cam doesn't throw 100 passes. He just throws like 60.
Yeah. We just got to make those right. Just saying. It's going down.
For real. Just looking at the looking at some of the video clips that are out there. You guys hit on it, but Femi, man. I know, like, everything that we've heard, like, from Cosell to everybody's like, okay, this is a developmental guy. He's only played 10 games at edge. But, man, he certainly looks the part, that's for sure.
He's excited to be there if it ain't nothing else.
Oh, yeah. He looks like he was built in a lab.
Yeah.
And one thing I liked what he said is somebody asked him if he's wearing 53. So somebody asked him to reach out to a bully or not. Mm-hmm. He goes, no, but if you see this, what's up?
You know what? And that's kind of bully personality.
That is bully personality.
That's probably what he would say. Yeah. Like,
well, kid.
I don't know you, but what's up? Like, yeah. Come by Just Love over McEwen. You can meet Bully.
He's there.
Guaranteed.
He is there.
Mm-hmm.
So, veterans this week, and then, like, do you know, like, what the kind of schedule is?
I don't think we're going to be out there for another week and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird spot. Schedule comes out later this week, which I feel like there is no buzz around compared to like last year, right?
The 14th, right? Wednesday?
Yeah, like 2 days away. Almost to the hour.
What are the odds they put Vrabel in this building like week 1?
I think it should be week 1.
Right?
Yeah.
Now
the only way you can guarantee that game to be between two teams that don't have losing records is if you do it week 1.
I'll tell you, man. Listen, A lot of those guys are loyal dudes and want to surround themselves with the guys they know and trust, but I don't think I've ever met or been around anybody more of that than Mike Vrabel.
Yeah, he bringing everybody with him.
Everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of weird.
He even took the chaplain with him.
Chaplain,
took Coach Mitchell up there, who married me. James Mitchell, he'll be in New England now. Like, he took everybody. Like,
he even took the chaplain.
I'm telling you, man.
Does that mean that he just doesn't think it was his fault at all?
like nothing I did was wrong.
No.
Like, I'm saying, take these same guys and show y'all exactly what we were supposed to do.
He's a weird dude, man. You want to talk about competitive, that guy. But, like, I know you've heard all these things too, but, the idea that he, being a defensive-minded coach, is on the headset with offensive ideas during games blew my mind when I heard that. That's a control freak right there.
I like it, baby. You got the keys, drive it. Don't let it just sit in the garage. Forget it.
I wonder how they end up doing. Because he's run off all of the Belichick guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's what I mean.
They spent a bunch of money. They had a bunch of money to spend.
They did.
Yes, they did.
They like Drake May.
Do you think Lloyd Cushenberry will be back ready to go at 100%?
No.
Big
What was
dude
that, like,
with an
week?
Achilles?
Yeah, I can't remember what week it was. It was like mid-October, though. It was the end of the season. And so, man, Achilles, that's the one thing
Especially
that
with a
freaks me
big
out.
man?
Yes.
It was week 9.
Week 9.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
It'll be very...
That's a problem.
Yeah.
It happened against New England.
And then J.C. Latham moving to right tackle, I think, will actually be better. At the Super Bowl, talking with all those offensive line gurus like Ross Tucker and Baldy and those guys, they both of those guys said, and this was way before J.C. Latham moved to right tackle, but both of them said in today's NFL, the left tackle is more athletic and he's on kind of a slider type deal. And they're like, this dude is a hit you in the mouth, physical punisher guy that you would normally see on the right side.
Yeah.
And then they end up moving him over there, which I think will be a better move for him long term, right?
But I don't think they were demoting him at all. Like, I don't think him moving to right tackle was because they didn't like what he did at left.
He was the best option at left, and that's why he was at left.
Dan Moore and J.C. Latham were the best combination of starting tackles that they could get in free agency. And that's what they did. If they found somebody that was better than Dan Moore to play right tackle in free agency, then they would have done that, and JC would have been on the left side.
Appreciate you coming in, brother.
For sure.
We got to do a little thing that we do right here sometimes.
Let's do it.
When the mood strikes him. What you got, Big Slay Dog?
We got 7-leg parlay tonight, man.
Lord,
I was just about to say, I'm going to ride this.
Yeah,
No.
I'm telling you, this is the one right here.
7.
Pritchard, over 9.5 points. Tatum, over 25 points. Back in his element, in his zone.
Tatum, over how many?
25.
Ooh.
Brunson, over 25. Brunson will not let them just go down without swinging. Tatum, over 8 rebounds. Jaylen Brown, over 1.5 threes. Tatum, over 3.5 threes. Derek White, 3 made threes. Telling you, man. Told y'all, be well when they start making their shots. They made their shots last game. Wasn't a game.
You said Derek White, over 3?
Yep.
Threes?
Yep, 3 plus 3.
And Jaylen Brown, over 1.5?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
He makes me nervous.
Jaylen Brown will get his early and get you out of the way where you won't be nervous.
Okay.
Watch how aggressive they come out.
6, 7.
Watch how aggressive they come out now. I'm telling you.
Get it in, because that's the early game, so go ahead and get it in.
That'll give you plus 1986, too.
That was a good year. Tennessee played in the Liberty Bowl that year.
There you go.
If you 3HL bingo card, weird things that come up during the show. If you are you and you become him, you will be followed.
I'm telling you, that's it right there.
Slay went straight up Confucius.
That's
like
it right
200 years from now, somebody's going to find that.
I thought that was James Gladstone talking about Travis Hunter.
Oh my gosh,
what you put out about him?
Thanks to Austin Stanley for coming in studio. Check out A to Z Sports. What's coming up next, F?
We are.
Okay, more of us after this. We appreciate you guys including us in your day and in your lives. We do not take that for granted, nor do we take it lightly. Good night. God bless. See ya.
Wouldn't want to be you unless you were getting a shout out. I forgot who I had a shout out for, but my shout out is for Metro Nashville Police Department. Way to get these fools off the damn street.
Yeah. I got a shout out tomorrow. Remind me.
What?
Remind me, Slay.